but it is here. Really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, sim racing fans. Welcome once again to SRW TV. Tonight it's round 8 of our touring car TCR season, and it's a battle for the Ashes with a mix of English and Aussie tracks for the whole season. Tonight it's Sandown International Raceway, and it's all thanks to our round sponsor Warren and Brown Tools. She's tight out there. The curbs are going to unsettle those Audis, so stay tuned. It's a 60-minute race tonight, and it's going to be an 45-minute race, and it's going to be an awesome night of racing. This is Cowy, your average sim racer here, and we've got Rob Sainted Hayter next to me in the comms and running the cameras, so he's right on top of the action. It's going to be an awesome night, buddy, and be looking forward to this one. TCRs at Sandown.
Yeah, good evening race fans, and welcome SRW family to what is going to be an absolute cracker. We saw our Supercar AM series out here last night, and we're going to get a double treat with our TCRs here having a crack as well. Looking up and down the order, Cowy. The order's a bit mixed tonight.
Well, I was going to say, look, there was a fair bit of door banging last night in the AM V8s, and I'm sure these TCRs, they've shown a fair bit of door banging over the time. And yes, as you said, it's getting tight. Now, a little Grandpa Birdie might have let me know that sort of him and Dylan have been working with Matty Gerard, Daniel Fritz and Tyler Sheaf. Those boys are all been running in the mid-15s, and as you can see, that time sort of puts them somewhere near the top. 15.48 Jack Rogers at the moment, buddy, so we'll have to see how a bit of coaching is going there for the mid-pack.
Yeah, well, we normally see Dougie up there a fair way, but looking there at the order right now, Jack Rogers, as you said, 15.48, but then you've got Doug Gowans and Jack Edwards with 15.51, so it's not that far off, mate, to be honest. So, and Tyler Sheaf and Mark Cochran only separated by 200ths as well.
1 second to 8th, so that's pretty tight, buddy. Pretty tight.
That's crazy out there.
And look, the thing is, I'm surprised. I'm pretty sure Jack's in one of the Audis, so's Tyler, and they are a car we've seen time and time again really sensitive to the curbs. Well, Sandown is one of those places, especially in the big V8, where you monster quite a few of those curbs. So we'll see how much the Audi drivers are prepared to take. We've seen the Veloster handle them no problem, but it's those Audi drivers, how much curb are you really willing to have a go at?
Yeah, I mean, the curbs are going to bite around here for sure, and as we talk about curbs, F3 tonight, man, out to Suzuka, so that's going to hurt with curb usage out there too. But I noticed one thing with these cars, that they're very understeery. Being the front-wheel drive that they are, if you just get a little fast in the corner, they don't respond. And last thing you need around here is a car that doesn't turn, as you found out last night, Kelly.
Look, one of those things, like a front in a V8, you're going straight, so I found that out a few times last night. But yeah, look, with these, the fast guys are the ones that know the trick of, using the accelerator to try and flick the rear of the car out, or, use the brake. Yeah, there's all techniques that I just don't understand driving these front wheel cars. But, you will see the guys, you'll see the brake flickers in corners where they are really trying to get the car to send it around. See that? See how he really got that to flick around the rear there? So they're the sort of things that you're trying to do to gain pace in these cars. He's getting out of the way here.
You're talking about the Audi not liking the curbs, so we'll jump on and we'll have a bit of a look at Tyler Sheaf here as he kind of bounces and fumbles over the curbs. This car really doesn't like the curbs at all. I don't know what it is, but for a TCR car, this thing just doesn't like the curbs. It gets all out of shape and all crossed up really quickly.
I think generally it's sort of one of those cars, it runs a bit lower to the ground, and you're generally you're running it stiff, and there's a little bit of a battle going on here as we've got about 5 minutes of practice left to go. 5-6 minutes. So the boys are just seeing, maybe testing out where they can make some moves. These two boys are both getting a bit of coaching off Doug and Dylan DeBono. I did see Dylan's name up in the session. Don't know if he's going to stay for the race. We do know that he's had those internet issues, and a couple of times his car's disappeared and reappeared inside someone else and sent them into the fence. And it's not funny when it happens to you, man. But
exactly right.
it's pretty unfortunate. The problem is, Dylan can't really race close with anyone with any confidence. And like last night, boys were sending it everywhere, man. It was about as close as you can get. So,
well, you've got to do that here, don't you? You can't see this is a track that isn't conducive to passing. Untoward to a lot of what people think, there isn't a lot of passing opportunity around here. You've either really got to have a big dive, or you've got to get a really good exit and get the run on your guys before the next corner. So, diving is all part of the game here at Sandown Raceway.
I'm not sure if slide there. I'm not sure if I entirely agree 100%, Rob. I think that similar to Oran Park, it's not a track that's impossible to pass, but it's a track where it's easier to defend. So you can make those early defensive moves and make it really hard for the guy behind you to try and pass. Now, that doesn't mean you can't do it, but it does mean that it makes it, quite hard, and you can end up with these nice little train of cars that we love to watch here at SRW. So when one person at the front's been a little bit difficult, it'll only take a lap or two and you'll end up with 5 or 6 cars behind him.
Yeah, exactly right.
And that's when the action comes out, buddy, and that's what we're looking forward here tonight. This is round 8 of our first season here in 2023. We've got, about 14, 15 cars out. I thought you said Stephanie wasn't making it tonight. I could see her name up there.
Yeah, no,
she might have been in the session a bit earlier.
Yeah, she wasn't in the session. I said she might squeeze in. Well, I don't know. She's still greyed out there, so I'm not sure if she's actually gotten in or not.
Yeah, well,
but
still
Dylan
yet
Rano's
to
sitting
a point
in
of
there as
time.
well. Yeah, Dylan's still sitting in there as well. So right down to Michael Locke, so 14 cars there, guaranteed. Have got times on the board, but the next 2 are still in question. I'm pretty sure she'll get in, but unless they've been doing some work in the during the week, you would have tried to get some laps in for sure. But well, I guess we'll find out in quali, mate, which is coming up in just a few moments.
Well, unfortunately, buddy, real life gets in the road every now and again for our sim racing passion here. So, that's what it happens. Broom, broom indeed, and all the curb from the Speed Demon. Yeah, we'll see how brave they get, because sometimes you've got to use a fair bit of curb to get the car up alongside to force that move. And again, this is one of those places you really got to, put your tongue in that position where the guy in front can't really argue. Make a dive from too deep and you can easily tag him and get pinged, as I found out.
I wasn't going to bring that up, but since you mentioned it, you didn't do it once, mate. You did it twice last night.
Man, look, I make moves at dead end on all the time, and last night just couldn't seem to get 100% into the sink of that corner and locked it up a couple of times. Look, in the end, we spoke to Ray and spoke to Daniel about it afterwards, and we're all good because we're all trying to race and battle hard. Even Peter with his crazy launch move that ended up putting Dan in the fence, so as he come flying through. But I mean, these things just happen, and I suppose when you get towards the end of a season, that's where you've got the guys left that are just passionate about racing, whether, they might be in the hunt for the championship, but the ones that aren't in the hunt are the ones that are coming back week after week because they're enjoying the racing. And you just get a great bunch of guys around you. So, sometimes a 9 or 10 car field will be just as exciting as a 30 car field for you because it's the same 10 guys you're going to be racing anyway, so.
Yeah, exactly right. Mark Cochran just in the chat there, mate, saying close times at the top. Yeah, it's very close up the top end of town, so not much separating the top 9 cars now. Keefe Keen's still within 1 second of the leader, so there's not a lot there. So quality is going to be very, very close and very tight. So sit back, buckle up, pull the belts tight, because I think quality is going to be an absolute cracker.
Well, it's interesting here. I'm looking at my Race Lab overlay, and a lot of these guys have done 30 or 40 laps out here in this practice tonight. So a few of them that should have dialed themselves in by now. So, have they worked out where you can try and make a move? Where can you get the car turned in? Where can you, put some pressure on your opponent and induce that bit of understeer? I mean, as you said, buddy, these are all questions we get to ask tonight, and hopefully we find out in a spectacular way.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mark Cochran in the chat, he got nearly 23 laps in. Tyler Sheaf's at 60 laps. I mean, that's phenomenal. Jack Rogers, 37. Matty Keefe-Keen, 42 laps now under the belt. So there's a lot of guys putting in some time out there tonight.
Mm-hmm. That's it, man. Well, I think, probably because it is Sandown. I mean, it's a track that we know probably not as well as Bathurst. I mean, every Aussie sim racer knows Bathurst like the back of his hand. And then Sandown and Winton and Phillip Island, Oran Park, those sort of tracks come in next as far as us Aussies concerned. But it does, it's not sort of one of those tracks that these guys would drive all the time in these TCRs. So, and as we talked about it time and time again, they just grey. You need a different way to drive them. That front wheel drive means you've really almost trying to get the car to flick around on you. And you've got no rear traction to be able to catch it or induce it. So understeer is the enemy, and there's plenty of curbs protecting that understeer.
Yeah, exactly right. And here they are rolling out for quali now as they all exit the pit lane.
15-minute session tonight, Rob, so guys will get to complete that last lap. So as long as they cross the start-finish line before the checker drops, you will get a chance to use that lap. And look, Stephanie is out there on track, buddy. I can see her a couple of cars back there, so that's great to see. So a few of the drivers just reaching out to us a bit earlier saying that unfortunately they didn't think they were going to make tonight. Stephanie was one of them, but looks like she's got out on the track.
No, she didn't reach out. It was just I saw her not in there doing practice earlier on, so I thought maybe she might not have made it tonight, but no, there she is. She's out there on track, right there on screen in the Hyundai.
Yeah, awesome.
So that's good. We've also got what appears to be Tyson McAvoy hasn't joined the server just yet, but everyone else seems to be out there. Oh, Tyson Souls hasn't come in yet either, and Kurt Ingwerson hasn't got in there. So we've only got three cars not on circuit right now. There's Tyson Souls in the pit lane now. The boys have just gone for a quick potty break or grab a drink before they start. So
this is interesting because the field's fairly close together there early. I mean, we do know that it takes a few laps for them to get up to temp. So I suppose these guys aren't really worried about drafts and that at this stage. But yeah, the field seems quite compacted there. Everyone out fairly early on to try and get this quali underway. As you said, 3 or 4 laps to get the tyres up to speed. So that's already going to cost you, 3 or 4 minutes. There is the team boss, Tyson McAvoy, out on track. Might have gave me a slap on the wrist last night for those for those incidents, buddy.
I reckon he wouldn't have just done it in the RC box, mate. It probably would have been done in the team chat afterwards as well.
Look, he hasn't been crook with me because he knows what I'm trying to do. Like, look, we love sim racing. I'm never going to be an alien, but I'm going to try and push and drive hard. And one of the things that I've learned and found out, the guys that are those super quick guys, the Jamie Dykes and the Brice Tannocks and those really quick guys in the V8s, or the Doug Gowans here in the TCRs, or the Phil Vellas in the F3s that we'll see later tonight. God, he's won just about everything this season. But those guys, what sets them apart from the average sim racer is that they are sending at every corner. There's no driving under the limit, it's all at the limit. So, even when they're trying to conserve and drive an enduro, they're still driving the car hard, using all of the track and pushing those braking markers every lap. And that's what it comes down to, and unfortunately, when you do that, man, you make a few mistakes. But the idea is to try and push your limit. And I suppose in the end, it depends what you're trying to get out of your sim racing. If you're just loving where you are, for me, it's all about the battles.
Yeah, no, exactly right. I mean, your battles are definitely where it's at, mate. I mean, you want to have that close racing. You want to have those battles where you really push it on. It looks like, is that Dylan de Bono with the purple? It is.
Oh, he's made it in, so that's good. Good to see.
And just try and sort that out for a second. Just so you get that go 4 drivers, not 5, because it was just throwing that off screen. But okay, so we've lost that.
With that spinning off on the back there.
Jack Rogers, mate, 16.55. Dylan DeBono, 16.60. Dougie Gowan, 16.65. Daniel Fritz, 17.09. Jake Edwards, 17.09.
Still early, buddy. Still early. Another second's coming off these times. It's still early.
There's Dylan DeBono to the top. Where is he?
15.6, yeah. Yep. There, 15.6 there. So, but that's right. It's still early, buddy. These guys are only now just getting the tyres up to temp where they can start to push.
200s
but,
to Jake
you know, as
Edwards.
I said, these quick guys, when you watch them, it's on the limit. You know, making those corrections, and you're almost got to force yourself to drive harder. And unfortunately, you know, I mean, you're putting it so close to the limit that when you do make that mistake, there's a car around you, and he ends up bearing the brunt of it. And then you get the long arm of the law slapping you on the wrist, sending you to pit lane. So, well, Dylan's got another purple sector, green second as well. So, Doug Gowan's with green and orange in that middle sector. So, again, you can see here, you know, Dylan's, was that Tyler in front of him? So Tyler's pushing all right as well at the moment. He's got a green and an orange sector.
Just have a look at Tyler as he comes through the last corner.
Let's just look at 2 or 3 cars here getting their lap down. So what do we have from Tyler?
Rogers
Tyler
got
did
a
16.7 for Tyler, 15.7 for Rogers. Jake Edwards also in the 15s. 2 hundredths off Dylan's time.
There's only, what, 5 hundredths to Jake Edwards. Jack Rogers, sorry. So from 1 to 3 is only 0.07 of a second. The boys are close.
They're within 2/10 of those times I was setting in the practice, so 15.48. Again, you know, it's sometimes practice time can be a bit of a misnomer because it will still count a a lap where you've done an off track, or whereas quali is a lot more scrutinous and won't record those laps.
Dylan DeBono with a purple sector 1, green sector 2, so you're about to improve on this time. There he is there on screen. The yellow Velocity SimSport car coming through the last 2 corners now.
Gowan's got a couple of greens as well, so this will be clogged from Doug, I think, get him up into the 15s, no?
Not quite, 16.
Gowan's with a 16.0, yeah.
Dylan DeBono, 15.3.
2 purples there.
Oh.
He's fine at a pace now. Mark Cochran's on a couple of green sectors. Yep, he's looking good. See how Cochran goes. With our 16.6, so that bumps him up into 7th. So fairly close, only the top 6 within a second of each other at the moment. Jake Edwards, he's starting flyer now, I think, as well. Matty Keane with 1 green sector, so yeah, so look, it's about halfway through quali at the moment, yep, so you can see, that it's taking to sort of 5-6 minutes in before the guys are starting to set these hot times. So it really means that, if you bin it or do something to your tyres like that leaky and want to start again, you're probably only going to get 1 more run at it.
Yeah, I think it was actually Greg Johnston, mate, that one that was off. And Dylan DeBono here on another purple. We'll see if he can finish this lap and better his time once again.
Tyler Sheaf behind him's on a couple of greens as well, so he should be looking for improvement. We'll be getting a 15.4 from Dylan, so not quite where he was before. Tyler Sheaf, it's only a 17.4 from Tyler then, was it? So he hasn't improved yet. Mark Cochran's gone green again. And he's done a 16.3, so he's moved ahead of Fritzy, so sitting in P7 at the moment. But that was leaky before, so he'll be starting another hot lap here. Again, one of the things, these cars, they don't tend to chew up the tyres that much, so, you're probably going to be able to, once you get them up to temp, have, 3 or 4 good laps at least where you can push hard and go for that time.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. We watch Tyson Solis now coming to finish his lap. Elevates
We'll
up
get
just a little bit more. 16.12.
Yeah, might have got a little bit of a slingshot there from Stephanie. So, all right, guys. So we are coming inside about 6 minutes of qualifying to go, and it is Dylan De Bono who currently has a 0.1 of a second league over Jack Rogers in P2, Jake Edwards P3, and Doug Gowan, our series leader in P4 at the moment. Matty Gerard up into P5, Tyson Styles P6, and that top 6 is all within about 7/10 of Dylan at the top at the moment. Then we've got a cluster of 4 cars. Mark Cochran, Tyler Sheep, Daniel Fritz and Greg Leake all sitting on basically the same time, rounding out the top 10. So she's pretty close in that big pack, buddy.
Yeah, well, that's what we said before, mate. It was always going to be like that.
And as we did say before too, so a few of these mid-pack guys get a bit of coaching from Dylan De Bono and Doug Gowan there, the Velocity boys, helping out, which is great to see. And, you know, it'll show in their times and also maybe, you know, over the race as well, because this is a 45-minute race tonight. So probably, what's the fuel? It's 35% fuel. It's a 60-litre tank. So what are they estimating? It'll be about a 36 to 38 lap race. Maybe a one-stopper. So, well, again, I doubt tyres will be on the menu. We'll just have to see how it goes. But we've seen before, when they pit early, if you get clean air, then maybe the undercut's going to work. But we've seen how it always seems to work well for the cars that run their fuel right down to the end of the tank and have those light laps, you know. So, but as you've said before, man, it's hard to pass around here, so I reckon someone might try to do the undercut and see how they go.
Yeah, we did see the undercut try and play an effect last night, and it kind of did to a little degree, but probably not to the effect they were hoping for. But, you know, it is still an option. It could very well be on the cards. Just have to see how it all plays out. Maybe they'll short fuel off the start, run empty, fill up, and then run to the finish.
Well, everyone got a bit of a reset by a safety car with about 20 minutes to go last night, so it sort of fixed everything. But I think the guys that did the undercut early last night might have been struggling on tyres at the end of the race, because it was definitely one of those things. Once you start getting past 15, 16 laps in the V8 supercar, you were starting to use up your tyres and struggle. We'll have to see if it's still the case for these TCRs. I think it's more about you just don't want to hurt your front tyres too much. Because if you hurt them, then you're going to struggle. But otherwise, you know, you look after the tyres somewhat. I don't see these guys taking tyres in the pit stop.
Yeah, no, we haven't necessarily seen tyres through most of the season. The guys have just topped off fuel and gone again. But anything's possible in these things, mate, especially around here. So I guess we just got to wait and see what happens and play what's there.
The beauty of being able to watch a broadcast on, you know, it's something we love, our sim racing, and seeing all our mates and teammates and that race out there, and having your support out in Facebook and YouTube land, of course, is utmost important. We love having you with us. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, give us a like, and yeah, that way you don't miss out on any of the great action we have here at SRW TV. Alright, we are inside the last 2 minutes, so I have to keep an eye out and see if anyone's got any purple or green sectors. Looks like Dylan De Bono's got a purple in the first, but he's had a middle sector orange, so we'll see if he's able to improve a couple of orange sectors. 15.4, so that 15.39 is looking pretty good at the moment. Looks like Tyler may be pulling over and giving up. He's not looking to do any further runs. Let's see how the boss is going. Can he get up into the top 10? He has 16.4 there from Tyson. That's good. He'd be happy that he's up inside the top 10 at least. Doesn't have a lot of time to practice these cars, but Sandown's a track that he loves and knows it like the back of his hand, so I'm not surprised he joined us tonight.
No, 100%, mate. Definitely looking there. Michael Locke's just come through with 2 green sectors on the back, so that's a good lap. 18.91 for him.
I think Michael's had a couple of off tracks there, so that's his first lap that's actually counted. But we are getting inside the last minute now, so it's going to be all tight. We'll have to see if anyone's on a flyer. I think these guys have pushed hard and can't find any more out there. And sometimes that happens, man. You can put your fastest time at the front when you're not thinking about pushing. And then after that, you're thinking about pushing and you just can't get it right.
Yeah, well, I mean, as sim racers, once we get in there, mate, we kind of want to get that benchmark lap percent. We want to get close to where we think we can be, and then we want to try and press on from there. But you know as well as I do, it doesn't always work that way.
I think, you know, real race car drivers talked about it, sort of, you know, in a real race car, you slowly build up the speed over the entire weekend of the event. Whereas in a sim, you don't have that fear of crashing the wall and you can just hit reset, especially even in a quali session here. There's no you know, tow rule in play here during the qualifying, whereas in the race you've got to request the tow from race control. So the fear's not there, buddy, so you can push hard. And that's why I always have utter respect for those real life drivers out there, because, you know, they're doing times faster than I can do, and they're doing it in the real where their life is on the line. So, you know.
Parsons on green sector 1, green sector 2, so he could be here elevating himself up a little bit more. Not far behind Keefer Keane, but let's see if he can finish his lap off.
Yeah, Matty Keane had a green and orange sector, so he's been unable to improve his time. 16.499 there for Matty Keane. But still, it's going to be close, mate, because even these guys that have got that quick, clean lap, it's a completely different thing to do that. See the car bouncing there. And yeah, Tyson's abandoned the lap. Unfortunately, well, that is going to bring us to the end of qualifying here for tonight's round. It is round number 8. It's the Ashes. We are back in Ausland. So get away from that, you know, windy, miserable English weather. Though it does look a bit cloudy out there, doesn't it, Rob? So it's an overcast sky tonight.
Bit overcast, yeah.
So it should keep the track temperature fairly cool, and you know, 22 degrees at the moment, so it almost seems like it's perfect hot lapping weather out here. So we've seen a few people maybe try to do some starts, or Matty Gerard just trying to finish his lap. No, that didn't have counted, so
just,
I think he's maybe...
Not sure if you heard that, mate, on race control. Car 8, Tyler Sheaf, has a pit lane start for impeding on quali.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, someone impeded the grid, so interesting.
Can happen, mate. Sometimes it's hard to get out of the way as well. But here it is. This is the grid for tonight's race, and Dylan DeBono for Velocity Sim Sports. He's been away for a few weeks dealing with that internet issue, but he comes straight back in and put it P1 for tonight's race. Jack Rogers, who had a great round last week, putting it P2 for tonight's race. So here we've got the front row. We'll see if he can get Dylan off the line. Jake Edwards and Tyson Styles, the crisscross racing boys, running P3 and 4 in those Whitey Pie machines. Doug Gowans, bit of a surprise. They're back in P5 at the moment, Velocity Sim Labs. His teammate Matty Gerard next to him in row 3. And it's Tyler Sheep and Mark Cochran sharing row 4 of the grid. Mark with the Apex Esports League machine up on a row 4. Well done there, buddy. Matty Keane and Tyson McAvoy sharing row 5. So the SLM Motorsports machine. Matty Keane just holding him off. What's that? 200ths there between Matty Keane and Tyson McAvoy for Performance Sim Racing. We've got Daniel Fritz and Greg Leake on row 6. Greg Johnson, Max Donnelly, row 7. Stephanie Piccoli and Michael Locke, row 8. And Kirk Ingwerson, if he makes it to the grid. And as you said, Tyler Sheep with a pit lane start. Oh, yeah, I got through them all again.
Yeah,
Quite happy.
Right.
Only one breath required there. Guys, if you're enjoying the show, give us a shout out. Let us know who you think's going to run away with it tonight. It's going to be good going here. Dylan's back. Jack has shown some pace last week. Doug's buried a little bit. Jake Edwards has shown great pace. Tyson's up there too. So, it's going to be tight, buddy.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tight, but I think the lights are about to come on. They are on now.
All right, well, here we go, and it is round 8 of our TCR series, all thanks to Warren and Brown Tools, and they are away. It's wheel spin launch, but gets away ahead of Dylan DeBono, Jack Rogers there. The Whitey Pies machine, they got a good launch as well. So Doug Gowan trying to sneak up the inside, blocked heavily by Tyson Styles there, I think. And who's that? Is that... Oh, it was Tyson that ran wide. Yes. Oh, Tyson's putting some pressure on Jack Rogers there, trying to go around the outside. And who's that? Doug Gowan's up the inside of Jake Edwards as well, so there's no cold tyre waiting, careful driving here, buddy. This is... Oh, no! Doug Gowan's and Matty Keane! And they come across the track. Hold your brakes. We have carnage. Oh, and it's a request to tow as well, as there's smoke pouring out of a dead car there for Doug Gowan's. Oh, wow.
Yeah, Mark Cochran looked like he was involved in that too, mate.
It is safety car getting called by race control. Blake Gallen in the chat, sorry didn't make it, buddy. His soccer training. Bummer, buddy. Yeah, big update for tonight for iRacing. Some new content out there for us to all check out soon. But you've got to check out the action here at SRW TV. Lap 1 in the TCR, cold tyres, and there was some sending going on, buddy. Look at this. Okay, so a little tag. He's popped in, popped out.
Looks like
it's a bit of contact there.
It's just gone across.
Look, it could be a bit of net code there as well. That's because
he went inside. On the right-hand side, mate.
And sometimes the cars get pulled together. Look at that.
How did Donnelly get through there? Oh, that is insane.
Let's see what race control's got to say about that one, but a few drivers will be counting their lucky stars to have escaped.
Oh, 100%.
Well, we did say there might be some door banging action tonight for the TCRs, and they certainly have lived up to their reputation. We are on lap 2 of this motor race, and it's the safety cars out there, the promo department safety car.
Yeah, sure is. And we see one of the Greggy boys, it looks like Johnson back there, just weaving, trying to get some heat in the tyres, but looks like safety car has pulled away now.
I just said he's going to do one more lap, I believe. So, so Dylan maybe just holding the field up a little here. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Who's that up on the back there? Looks like it might be Mark Cochran at the back, just catching up onto the back on the back of the field.
Jack Rogers is still into the pits, so. Matty Keane and Doug Grandpa. Okay, so Jack's just leaving the pits now, so's Matty and Doug. They might just sneak out before the pit gets closed here, so that might be just enough for them to get there. Look at this. They're all going to make it.
Yep. They're going to get out, and there's the field.
And now race control just closed the pits and they just made it out, so that is going to be rather telling for those guys, because that will now give them the chance to get up to speed, get around the back, catch the pack, but also maybe have tyres that are a little bit warmer than these guys in the process.
The safety car in this lap, and they've reopened pit lane, so the boys and girls can jump in and jump out if they have to, but I don't know if that's going to work.
I can't see anyone else pitting now unless you've got damage and you need to use it. But those 3, Jack Rogers, Matty Keane, and Jack Rogers and Matty Keane, well, at least those 2 got out of the pits and ahead of the safety car before he closed it. We'll be able to get onto the back. Yeah, we can see a little bit of blinking there. He's talking about Max Donnelly's blinking in and out a little bit at the moment. So it will be something they'll have to maintain because it is, the onus is on the racer to have a stable internet connection. If his internet starts deviating and all that, it's up to him to, you know, get out of the way and not, you can't just use netcode as an excuse.
Can say just in the chat, last the first challenge for Matty and Doug, so Matty Keane and Dougie Gowans are going to be locked together again back here in the back part of the field where they are together, so they're going to be locking horns with each other trying to get back through this field now, so got time,
very lucky,
that's a good thing. Time's on their side.
Very lucky not to go a lap down, those boys, so, and they're going to make it onto the back here, so, you know, it's almost perfect timing because, as I said, the other thing is they're going to have tyres that are a bit warmer than everyone else's.
So here we go with the restart. Dylan DeMona going to lead them in.
Alright, let's see when
corner,
he goes.
And goes
he's gone. Yeah, he's gone.
He's
No, he's
holding.
late. Oh, okay, he's got to be careful there because you can't go and hold.
He didn't go. He didn't go. He's just waiting. He's gone now.
Oh, there we go. So, holding him right to the line. It is, what lap are we on now? Lap number 4.
Just jump on the...
contact there up the inside between Matty Gerard and Tyson Styles, I think. Oh, no!
That's... Oh,
is that Tyson McAvoy included in that as well?
Looks
well,
like it.
we were on board
sure.
and didn't get a glimpse of any of that, so we'll have to try and have a look. He's got the car going again, so we'll have to see what happened there. That cameraman, he probably got a perfect glimpse of that. And it is another safety car. There we go. So it's a rejoin there, and Tyson's got tagged. And unfortunately, he's taken it. Oh no! And that is that's Matty Gerard. He's taken out there.
Matty Gerard, yeah.
And it looks like Matty's car's broken. Look at that, he's stuck.
That's why we got the safety car, mate. He's still stuck in the wall.
Oh wow! So lap 4, we've had all of 3 corners of live racing so far.
Yeah, I think so. It wasn't in that. Look at the front end of Tyson's car.
Yeah, he's going to have to come in and hope and use a fast repair, I would think. And he might as well. He's right at the back. I don't think he's going to cop a penalty for what happened there, but well, all right. Velocity car's got a target on him tonight, you reckon? Well, it's possible, but look, it is one of the things about this place. It's, you know, you've got to really send it to get the moves done, and that tends to mean when you try to do it on cold tyres, it's really easy to make a little bit of a mistake and lock it up, you know, and not that we're trying to do it, but you're trying to battle so hard and so close that, you know, it's that... Is it Anton Senna saying, you know, if you see a gap and don't go for it, you're not a race car driver?
Yeah, pretty much, mate. That's it, isn't it? That's all right. So we're seeing Max Donnelly there on screen, just flashing away, so...
Alright, so there's no rave around, so safety car will be doing one more lap. Yeah, it's something they've got to keep an eye on. I know Max his internet's been pretty good the last few weeks and that, so a bit surprised he's having troubles, but we know there's been some storms over there recently as well, so all the best in Kiwi land there, Max. Alright, so it's going to be intense again, buddy, because again we've got some fast drivers that are now finding themselves back in deep in the pack.
Yeah, well, they say safety cars breed safety cars, and one has bred 2 tonight already. So,
the promo department getting a good look out there. I mean, that is one of the bonuses, I suppose, of the safety cars. We're getting a good look at all of the liveries out there. Of course, you know, we know we've had some issues with liveries loading and that in the past, guys, so if you see anything wrong, let us know. But you should be looking hard, and they all look pretty spectacular out there, buddy.
Yeah, mate, they're looking the goods out there, but... yeah, let's just see if they can continue to stay that way and and finish nice and clean now. Like, we've still got what, 50 minutes, so...
Well, there's more than a few cars out there that don't have a fast repair left, so they're going to have to think twice before they make any moves. But at the moment, it's just we're seeing guys that realise that it's really hard to pass as the race goes on. If you can get any positions early on, they're going to be a bonus while the field's so bunched up.
Well, I mean, Stephanie Piccoli, P7 up 8 spots, Max Donnelly up 9 spots, Daniel Fritz up 7 spots. So these are people that are not used to with these, you know, being up that high, mate. They're not, you know, so they're going to be a little bit slower than the guys behind them, but it's also not an easy track to pass at, so it could work in their favour here.
Well, again, as I said before, I don't think that it's necessarily super hard to pass here, but it's also, but it's a good place that is not hard to defend. So if you drive the right line, you make it difficult for the guy behind you to pass. Contagious thinking it's fuel-saving tactics, okay, to keep getting the safety car out, and that way you can get it down to a zero stopper. I don't know if that's really going to work. But so far, we are on lap 6, and we've had all of about half a lap of actual racing. So, safety car, it has pulled away from the field, will be coming in. So, it's back in the hands of Dylan De Bono. Does he go early?
Nah, hold him, mate. Hold him as late as possible.
Well, Jake is staying with him. I reckon you go off the last corner. Go off the last corner. You know, then you maximise your exit. If he gets a better exit than you, fair enough. But, you know, here is where, you know, it's all in your hands. You maximise it from there.
He's holding them. Gone right there. He's held him right to the line.
It's an interesting tactic, Dylan, because he's got a couple of teammates that are deep in the pack. So bunching it up maybe gives them a chance. And look at that, Jake Edwards read it beautifully. Oh, I thought he was going to have a lunge there. He's riding up the back. That's some great driving there. Daniel Fritz was right on the edge as well. Oh no, more contact in the back. Who's that? Is that Michael Locke? Matty Gerard being turned.
Yeah, he's around.
Alright, well, we are still green for the moment as the pack comes around onto the back straight. Jake Edwards looking to get a run. He's got up the inside there. Oh, Dylan's been able to close that off. That must have been a smidgen. I reckon might be a bit of like Jake's paint on that left rear fender of Dylan's car as he closed that line off. Alright. See there, the guys. No, he's got up inside. Dylan's had to get out of that. Can he hold that inside run for the last turn here? Chicane, he's done it, but can Jake hold the inside line? Is there crisscross on? Oh, this is close start, and he's got a good run.
I think he wiped the nose on the back of that car, mate.
I think Jake also decided not to run him into the corner of that fence because that could have been really bad. This is a great battle going on here, and Jake's had to get out of it there. Oh, that Dylan going up the inside of Jake there now. Tyson Styles closing in. This is a great battle up front. Who's that? That's run by that Stephanie Piccoli. Has run wide there. She's going to come rejoin back on. Nice and safe. That's good work there, Stephanie. Close battle here. Jake Edwards getting a run. Tyson Styles going to get a run here too, I think, as well. Now, this will be interesting to see if Jake holds Dylan out wide here a little to give Tyson a run up the inside.
Move him across would be the play,
I reckon. Oh, there's a bit there, look at that. So Dylan slots in. Oh, a little bit of a twitch there from Tyson. Thought he might have had a look there. But thinking better of it for the moment. It looks like we might actually get a lap in anger. Finally, buddy.
Yeah, I was going to say we might actually get a full lap of race trim in, so this is good.
And we can see here Jack Rogers on the back of Greg Leake at the moment, monstering his Audi as he tries to fight his way through the field. Got a nice run here on Leakey. Does Leakey go to defend? No, just holding his line. Can Jack dart out and get him under brakes? Oh, he's running wide, but Leakey's holding around the outside. That's great driving from both of those guys. Leakey not ready to give up position 9 at the moment. It's good to see.
That's all right, yeah. And look who's up in front of Greggy Leak there, mate. Tyson Styles. He's got himself back into the inside the 10.
Mr. McAvoy, you mean? Tyson McAvoy?
Sorry, McAvoy,
I think
yeah.
Tyson Styles is one of those guys that said he couldn't make it tonight.
No.
Unfortunately.
No, it was Andrew Proctor and... Who was the other one? I can't remember.
Oh no, there's Tyson. He's running P3. That's right, he's there.
Yeah, he's
right
there.
in the middle of this. He's got this velocity sim racing meet in a lovely whitey place here with
Walsh.
Tyrone
And
Walsh.
Andrew
There you
Proctor. The ones that were going to make it tonight.
Well, we've got a few Tysons and Tylers and
It gets
Tyrone out
confusing,
there
doesn't it?
in the league. Oh well.
Greggy Leak went off track there.
Yeah, he's had an off track there or something, or he's a bit of damage. Because he's gone back, and that's Mark Cochran who's gone through on him now. So,
Look at his battle just in front. Keefe. Oh, these two are locked again. It's Keefe
we
Keane and
missed-
Dougie Gowans after the first lap incident.
did we miss what happened to Stephanie? Something? We saw Stephanie go
Just
back
went
there,
wide
but
at
now
turn
she.
one.
Yeah, she's about 10 seconds back again, so I think we might have missed another little moment there. But you are right, look at this battle here. Matty Keane trying to fight his way through. Doug Gowans, well, our series leader, running P10 at the moment. But he has used a fast repair and got that car nice and fixed. Now he's got to show if he's got pace to fight his way through a whole plethora of cars in front of him.
You know the ironic thing about it, Cowy, is looks like Matthew Gerard, 1:16.15, looks like the fastest lap of the race so far by 0.04 of a second. And he's way back there in P16.
Well, we haven't had enough green flag rate laps yet, buddy, for these tyres to get up to 10. So it's probably only now we're going to start to see these guys hit the 16s and 15s. You know, still fairly heavy, I would say. Where, what did we say? The tank was about 35 litres for the tank, and they use about 1.5 a lap, or thereabouts.
Yeah, about that.
So-
Yeah, about 1.3 or something per lap. Yeah.
Right, so, I mean, at the moment, estimating maybe this will be a 33 lap race now. So we are 17 minutes gone into a 45-minute race. So we're a third of the way there already. And it's probably going to be not a huge stop. So will anyone be able to fuel save those couple of safety cars? Has it brought it down to a fuel save, get home, no stop? I think these guys are pushing super hard, so I doubt they're fuel saving. These
Yeah,
guys
I
are more
would think
focused
so.
on the battle at the moment. And at the
Great
moment,
Edwards
just
now the fastest lap of the race, 15.81.
and they've just pulled a bit of distance on the P4 at the moment. Daniel Fritz, who's also pulled a little bit of time out on Max Donnelly, who seems to be nice and stable there connection-wise, though. He's got Greg Johnson behind him, looking to go up the inside with a slingshot move. Now it's all under braking. We saw two wide here before with Leakey involved, and we can see there that Greg's been able to cross over and get that job done. Max Donnelly trying to fight back. But that's a nice pass from Mr. Johnson to the Team Greg machine.
Yeah, that was a good pass. Set him up well. Got it done.
Yeah,
Tyson
that's it.
McAvoy there now in the back of this little pack there behind Sheafy.
That's what happens when we see a battle, then suddenly everyone bunches up behind. So it's like a pack of piranhas just waiting for you to get something slightly wrong, and they eat you for breakfast.
Yeah, well, we've seen it before. If you make a move and don't make it stick, you get swallowed by the next 2 or 3 cars. So you can't undercommit, can you?
Oh, here he goes. A move up the inside from Tyson. Oh, he's
Johnson's
How does
gone
that
out.
run?
Greg
He's
Johnson
run
off
deep,
on
Johnson there. Was there contact? Or he's just run deep? I can't
he's
see
run deep.
anything.
He's just
Yeah.
run deep there on his own.
And a nice move there as well. So you can see how stiff that Audi is again when it flicks around that corner. The left, right. Doesn't like it. But now up into P7. Tyson McAvoy for Performance Sim Racing. All right, Matty Keane is on the back of this now, so P11, Matty at the moment, so he's fighting with his top 10. Greg Johnson was running P5, P4 was battling. And one little mistake, that's all it takes, buddy.
That's right, yep. And we see Doug Gowans now. Oh, there's contact up there with Tyson. Tyson's in the fence, I think. Oh, who's that? Fritz?
No,
that's Dougie Gowans again involved in that.
There's contact there as well. We've got a fair bit going on. All right, who's that on the line there?
Not too sure. We'll throw back
That
to
was
the
Matty
replay of
King, I
that.
think. All right, let's have a look.
It looks like Mr. McAvoy's come down right behind Fritzy here, just got a nice run. But then I think it all just went to scrambled eggs right about now.
Oh, look, well, Fritzy's turned in on him there, I think. So, and then he's tagged Tyson. Oh,
And
it's a
then
Matty
poor Dougie
King.
Gowans gets caught. Kenny goes around the outside, but then Tyson gives him a whack in the
Kenny's
door as
turned
well.
in again. Oh, that CowyMusic.com logo on the back there looks a bit dented.
Oh, it's all right, mate. And repaint the car. Don't worry about that.
He hasn't got any fast repairs left, buddy, so that car's going to be like that till the end of this race. Just going to have to see if it's got damage or not. But you can see, we did say door banging. Well, quite a bit of door banging. Quite a bit of action going on out there. Reese, another teammate, T McAvoy for president. Well, he's sort of president of our team, buddy, but it's, you know, there's heaps of action going on. Doug Gowans here making a move on Greg Johnson. Coming down into 9 and 10 here.
Oh.
And yeah, Greggy just getting out of it there, realising you don't want to be too wide.
Yeah, that's not one of the parts of the track you want to be side by side. That's probably the fastest corner on the circuit.
Oh, you can see here, he's not ready to give that position up though. So drive-through penalty for car 93 as well. So
Tyson Styles.
That's Tyson Styles for an unsafe rejoin on lap 4 causing contact. There we go, so that's out of P3,
okay.
Tyson Styles. That's going to hurt.
Didn't see that one, but all right. Yeah, we must have missed that one on the...
Matty Gerard's incident was considered a racing incident from race control there, so... Okay, so Stephanie was involved in that incident there, and it was some penalising.
She was involved in,
Yeah. Like Stephanie's running my number there too. 911.
Tyson not there, buddy.
Boys are racing hard here. Tyson and Matty Gerard. Matty Gerard, I think he's actually a lap down at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, Tyson just got to be aware. He doesn't need to risk it for this. Like, Matty Gerard's a lap down. Just let him go, son. You don't need to be fighting him. Oh, and he's just got that bad bounce across that curb.
Wide. That's going to give Matty the run through. I don't think Tyson's going to really care about it because he's going to be loving the battle. And Matty Gerard needs another safety car to get that out. Unfortunately, a penalty putting him well down in the pack. I know the feeling, buddy. It happened to me last night. And yeah, it's okay. So it's that something's happened to Max Donnelly. He disappeared. He's back again now. Doug Gowans on the back of Max Donnelly at the moment.
Oh yeah, it's definitely Max Donnelly.
Just in and there. It does make it hard for Doug because you want to be careful. You know, again, when you do see a car flickering like that, then that means that the net code iRacing is taking over control of the car a fair bit. So sometimes it can get that prediction wrong of where the car actually is compared to where it's telling you it is. Like, look at that. You know, he's in the braking zone when that happens. What do you do?
Well, there's not much you can do, mate, is
going
there?
to gear inside him, you know, yeah.
Oh.
Look at this, nice move inside
Oh.
Jake. Oh, running wild, Dylan DeBona there. Contact on Hansel from Tyson. Tyson
they're
Styles
rubbing
got a
doors.
penalty. Tyson's got a penalty to serve here, so maybe the fact that Jake's got through means he can put a bit of pressure on Dylan for a lap or so.
Or is it just a
Make Dylan
play to try and get Dylan out of the way?
I think it's just I've got my black flag. I've got to serve it within 3 laps. I'm in the middle of a battle. I want to enjoy this battle as long as I can, I suppose. All right, he's had a bit of a little peekaboo there.
They're calling on Max Donnelly there for blinking, so yeah.
Well, I think Doug's right behind him, and that's going to be making it hard for him to even think about making a move. I know we don't want to pick on Max. We want to give him every opportunity to race with us, but sometimes it can just make it too hard to... Alright, so Tyson Styles coming in to serve his penalty. So, see where this puts him. Don't think it's going to cost him too much, though it will put him back in that mid-pack battle.
There's Fritzy pass.
Yeah, Tyson McAvoy coming through now as well. I'd say Max Donnelly's going to be right on top of this, so that means Doug Gowan as well. So Tyson coming out in front of these guys. Keep an eye on this into the braking zone, yeah. So Tyson playing it smart.
Not 3 wide, boys.
Oh,
that was risky.
oh wow.
Oh.
He's battling hard with Max as well, so no fear about the net code there with Tyson. Oh, look at this, Doug getting a great run there as well. Oh, don't cross over.
But SLM in the chat are just saying track turns right, and because you turn right you get penalised, so maybe that's something to bring up with race control, mate. Have a bit of a look into the incident and see what's gone on there and how they've adjudicated that.
With a dive up the inside of Dan and Ong, and it looks like he's got that done. Doug, nice move there. That's what I tried to do a couple of times last night, and I think I only got away with it. I think it worked once and it failed like 3 times. So...
I mean, there's always a point to raise it, mate. If you notice, there was a new announcement from admin that all reviews will take place by a board of reviewers without the race controllers involved, so definitely put it in, mate, and try and understand what's going on there.
Well, that's it, you know, look, a race control is trying to be consistent across the board and all that, but I know that there are plenty of times where I don't completely agree with the penalty that I've copped. I mean, unfortunately, you just got to take the lick, and then after the races, when you can bring it up, you can submit a ticket and get it reviewed. But, you know, I mean, the rules are there for a reason. It's so that we can all sort of try and race within a framework. No one really means to exploit those rules. Well, I suppose they do. It's what happens in F1 all the time. But they're there for a reason. So, you know, sometimes you rub right up against them and find out how hard or rubbery those rules really are.
Well, that's right. I mean, yeah.
All right, well, we are 19 laps into this motor race here tonight. First race of our double header here at SRWTV. It's the TCR's round 8 at Sandown International Raceway, all thanks to Warren and Brown Tools. We've also got great support from our other sponsors as well. Fast Track Experiences, Racecraft, Simrigs, Grim Industries, ToyoSim, Melville Equipment Corps, Dragon RC, and of course our promo department safety car sponsor as well. So great to have all of you on board, not only for our TCRs, but following this race, it is the F3s at Suzuka. So another one of those tracks tailor-made for the open wheeled races that they are, and it should be another epic race. We talked about curbs here at Sandown. Will they bite hard at Suzuka as well, buddy?
Oh yeah, that's exactly right, mate. Suzuka is definitely one of those tracks where you need to use the curbs, but also being in an F3, because they get a lot of undercarriage aero, you can't use the curbs because you break the underneath and you get dragged. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how we go out there tonight.
right on. It's a completely different driver, one of those F3s into a supercar around there. But I think T1 is an excellent corner where you just wide entry, you can take multiple lines, and then you see the fight coming onto the S's. But it's this battle here tonight at Sandown that we are focused on right now. That's Tyson McAvoy starting to get a bit of a run on Max Donnelly here. Is it enough for him to stick the nose up into T1? That's Matty Gerard in front of him, I think, sorry.
That is Matty Gerard in front,
and a little flick of the headlights at Tyson saying, all right, man, maybe it's time you let me through, seeing you are a lapped car.
Thing is, though, Matty Gerard's got, he's got a lot of pace on board right now, so...
It is true, but it's sort of one of those things that if the other guys are happy for you to battle with them, and they don't call it out on race control, then, then sure. But, when he's trying to battle for positions with Max up ahead, it's one of those things that once he calls it out, and as you see there, he called it out the radio, and he had to let him through. And I think that's fair enough. See if the boys will let you race with them. But the last you want to do is, is sort of create an incident when you, are a lap down.
Yeah, exactly right.
But we also know how boring it can be to race when you're a lap down.
Well, he's just peeled off. Matty Gerard just peeled off in the pit lane there, so...
Yeah,
I guess a bit of...
Get that pit stop out of the way. He's already a lap down. I don't blame you, as long as you're inside that pit window. Get it done now, come back out, and then maybe if a safety car happens, everyone else has got a pit, you can get your lap back, and you're ready and raring to go.
Well, that's right, mate. That's exactly how it should be.
All right, Max Donnelly and Tyson McAvoy here duking it out as they come onto the back straight. Both of the Audis, so this is as stiff as they come, even Steven, as the cars, and we'll see how they bounce around. Have a look at, this is the battle for P1 at the moment. This is Jake Edwards and Dylan DeBono. So Dylan's just closing that gap. Jake did manage to skip ahead there, and when Tyson Styles was in the middle of that battle. Tyson Styles now running P5 at the moment, but he's about 15 seconds off that battle here. And we've got a penalty for car number 8. So that is Tyler Sheaf failing to leave racing room lap 4. And that was that contact we were talking about where Tyson got a good run on him, tried to go up the inside into T2. And Tyler's turned down on him, and looks like he's copped a penalty for that one. So race control is a few laps behind, mate, still dealing with issues back at the start and lap 4 at the moment.
Yeah, no, exactly right, mate. So that's a bit of an issue there, but race control will get on top of it.
Yeah, there he's just calling it out on the radio now that the flag has been done. Yep. Look, it is one of those things, when a few things happen, you want to make sure that race control are reviewing it.
So, yeah, so we'll just keep up here with Dylan DeBono and Jake Edwards. Those guys are trading times and sectors backwards and forwards right now, so it's a rubber band between these two boys.
Race control correcting that, it was for lap 13, so you're not that far behind. Okay, Greggy. So maybe we scared race control by making him think he was too far behind. No, he's all good. He's on top of things here. And it's that Jake Edwards just run wide, and he's rejoined. Dylan DeBono takes advantage of that. You've got to be careful about the rejoin there, Jake. Get you in trouble. We've already seen it get people in trouble. Got me in trouble. It's got Tyler in trouble. But you can see Jake is trying to get right back on the back here. Dylan going straight to the inside to defend the inside line.
So he's popping out. Oh, Dylan's made that one move he's allowed to make. Gets it set up nicely into the
covering on the inside of the middle there as well. So these boys are playing for keeps. This is the battle for the lead of the motor race. So if you're going to play for keeps, you might as well do it for the lead. And Dylan and Jake right on top of each other. Great launch there from Jake, and he's going to pit. Okay, so the first to blink for the undercut. Now the question is, does Dylan respond immediately? Or does he run long where he doesn't have someone taking advantage of his toe? Again, we've seen before that the undercut can work, but if you run that tank empty, you can get those really fast laps when you're light. And we can see here Jake rejoining in front of Tyson. Tyson pitted on lap 6. I'm wondering if he was able to get enough fuel in the car to get home. According to Race Lab, it reckons that we're probably going to do another 8 laps plus this one, so maybe 9 laps to go in this motor race. It is inside the last 10 minutes, and it is Dylan DeBono for Velocity Sim Labs. He's currently ahead of Daniel Fritz, so we are in the middle of the pit cycle, so I might just hold off reading out the standings as they stand at the moment, because we've got the pit lane shuffle going on, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, safety car. Something's happening.
Greg Leake, I think. Greg Leake's had a crash.
Oh, no. Well, while you try to find out what's happened there, well, this is going to give us a breather. The last inside 9 minutes to go. So this will be a pretty short safety car, but I'm sure the last of the drivers that need to make that stop are going to come in.
There's Greg Leake coming up on the back straight. So this is into 6, I believe.
No, this is coming down into Danny Dong. This is 9 and 10. And you can see there, so he's gone right there. He's just gone deep. Is he gone too deep and put a tyre on the grass? He has. Yeah. Just a little bit too much curb, but that wouldn't have been to the car.
No, the only other one that showed in was Tyler Sheaf.
Unless he's blown a motor there.
Don't know.
Well, it's Greg Johnson is the blued out car at the moment.
Oh, Tyler.
Here we go.
Tyler.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's broken. Yeah, that's broken the right side of the car, unfortunately, for Tyler. That's a little overcommitment down into Dandenong. So, yeah, we've seen it before.
Remember where we are. That is the, the Audi and the stiff Audi, and we could see there that bounce. It was almost like that second bounce once it happened. He lost control of the car. So the curb hit there, not being friendly for Tyler tonight. And unfortunately, he's been showing some good pace. So I don't know if he's got a fast repair or not. Let's hope he does and he can get back out on the back of this. But I doubt it he's going to get a chance to get his lap back.
Well, this really plays for Dylan DeBono.
Well, Dylan has stayed out.
He is out, so this is going to play in his hands because this safety car is going to take a couple of minutes out of the clock. He may not need to pit. He might be good to the finish. Yeah. But Jake Edwards, we know, is guaranteed with a 6-second gap. We know he's good, like a 6-second stop. We know Jake Edwards is fueled to the finish. So is Tyson McAvoy and Daniel Fritz, 3 cars right behind him, so it'll be interesting.
Couple of longish stops out there too, buddy. So, oh no, 24, 25, no one's taken tyres, trying to see. There's only a short 5-second stop for Tyson. Oh yeah, so Tyson Styles, 22 seconds. Mark Cochran, 24. Stephanie Piccoli, 24. So, they might have taken tyres. So that'll be interesting to see if that gives
what happens here if Dylan pits? How far is he going to fall down the order with only, what, 5 minutes to go?
He's got enough. There's no way he would have left it this long and not.
But it depends on where he was when the call for safety car came out. If he was already past the entry, he may have already missed it.
Yeah, but the safety car wouldn't have come out straight away. He would have got past it before the safety car come out. So he would have had a chance to pit if he needed to. So I think you're right with your first assumption, buddy. He thinks he can get it home. We have had about, 6 or 7 laps under the safety car. Now there's a problem with the safety car at the moment, so that's why they haven't been able to get out on track. But Dylan's under orders from race control just to keep it to 90 kph. So I would say this will be the last lap under those safety car conditions, and we will be going live. So we're going to end up with maybe about a 2 or 3 lap dash to the finish.
All cars maintain the left-hand side of the circuit as Tyson goes off the right-hand side.
They're gonna
wave around
basically
now, yeah.
let the wave arounds happen.
Oh, I think Tyson just gave Jake Edwards a smack in the backside then.
Yeah, well, a safety car bunched everyone up there, so
See,
I'm going pretty
no
slow there.
offense, but wave arounds here is a bad idea. Get on the straight, let him go.
Yeah, you should have held
That's
the
where
wave
you
around.
let him go. That's right. Now wave arounds go. This is better. But what do we got Johnston out there for? Wow, race control.
We go. Car number 8 is not eligible for a wave round. Tyler Sheaf, because he caused the incident. So if you're the car that actually caused the safety car, you can't get your lap back through that lucky dog rule. All right, guys. Well, it's going to be, what, about a 3-minute dash, maybe, 2.5 minutes, so 2 laps, maybe 3, buddy. It's going to be nice and tight. And C6 car pulling away now, so it's going to be close. And Tyson McAvoy up into P3, so he's managed to benefit from the round of, pit stop shenanigans that happened with that safety car. And again, that early pit stop from him to get his car fixed, maybe put a bit of fuel in there, and that's enough to get him home. Well, Dylan's shown that he's got enough to get home. The issue will be, does he need to save? Because he's got a hungry Whitey Pies machine of Jake Edwards right behind him. And Jack Rogers up in a P5. Where is Tyson Styles? It's at P8. So he's got a chance, and he's been running front pack and shown great speed. Well, let's see how Dylan plays it this time. Is he going to hold him up, or is he just going to go? Yeah, he's holding him up. So consistently holding him up to the line.
He's been doing this all night though. He holds him and holds him and holds him and goes.
Tyson read that beautifully and has positioned himself up the inside. So he's making a play here for P2 and maybe even P1 in the braking zone.
Oh, look at Jake Edwards around the outside.
Tyson crisscrosses and switches up the inside.
Dougie
Contact behind
well.
Dougie Gowans and Jack Rogers there.
He's giving Dylan to
run. Tyson's got a run on the outside. Up alongside Jake Edwards. It's on for young and old here, buddy. This is action here at SRW TV. This is what we want to see. Boys pushing hard, racing hard. Up there under braking.
Bang. It's nose to tail.
How are they still going?
What have they done with just on a minute and 20 seconds left to go?
Well, the car's only got to last another couple of laps, but that nose to tail there in the V8s, that would have caused absolute carnage.
White flag's out, mate. This is it.
There it is. One more lap. Jake Edwards now in the inside spot on Tyson McAvoy. This is the battle for the top 3 steps of the podium. That Doug Gowan's looking to try and go around the outside of Fritzy there as well up the inside. And Fritzy's gone wide. No, Fritzy's gone wide and carried speed. There'll be a big slowdown there for Fritzy though.
And there will be.
He's rejoined in there.
Top 3, mate. This top 3 is too good to leave right now with 1 lap to go.
right on the edge of grip there from Tyson McAvoy, using all of the track limits. But can he get it done? This is the final lap of race 1 tonight here. And there's jostling going on in the background. But these three have checked clear.
He's got this.
He's got a nice little buffer now.
I think he's good for this now.
Matty Gerard, Daniel Fritz, Doug Gowan and Fritzy haven't.
Jack Rogers has crashed.
Doug Gowan's got past.
Daniel Fritz, he did get him.
Oh, there it is. That is race number 8 for our TCRs.
Oh, Fritzy might have got it. He did. Fritzy got him back.
Oh.
Fritzy got him back by 1,000th of a second.
We might try and have a look at that in a bit of a middle, but it is the Dylan DeBono show and his return to the TCRs here at SRW. He has taken out round number 8 here at Sandown International Raceway. Dougie's gone wide.
Fritzy's just got around the outside with momentum, dude. That's all he's done. Just momentum has kept him out there.
Oh,
and you can just see it.
He's got it done. So Dougie just carrying a lot of speed through there because he got that move past done a couple of corners earlier. So he's maybe carried a bit too much speed on that last exit and ran wide. And that's just...
Hey?
What? So something's happened to Tyson, has it?
What? Did you just hear that, mate?
I heard him say 31.
31, yeah.
31.
31 or 37? I could have sworn it was... Oh, yeah, okay, that's thrown me around there because that should have been... I would have thought it was 03, 97 and 37. So I don't know what happened there.
All right. Well, let's bring up the final results. Have you got them there? I've got to wait till these guys get back to the pits.
No, Daniel Fritz, yeah. So McAvoy finished 12. So I don't know what was going on there. Yeah, okay.
Is he a lap down? Well, no,
interesting.
he's lining up on the grid. Something's going on here.
Oh. All right. Greg, if you can still hear us, mate, give us an insight of what's gone on there. How did 31 get into P3 when 37 was there? It'd be interesting to find that out. But yeah, it's on the results there, mate. Dylan DeBono, Jake Edwards, Daniel Fritz, top 3. Doug Gowan's 4, Matty Gerard 5, Max Omni 6, Mark Cochran 7, Greg Lee 8, Stephanie Piccoli in 9, that's a good finish, and Michael Lock rounds out our 10, so...
Oh no! That's what's happened.
He's got a 4X, which put him over the limit.
And so it's added 40 seconds or so to his time.
Oh.
So that's what's happened. That's what's happened. Oh, no, Tyson.
And that would have been that nose-tail contact we saw.
Yeah, that's what it would have been, buddy. You're right. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that little concertina, yeah. So.
Unbelievable. So, if that's right, that's, Daniel Fritz, Jack Edwards, and Dylan DeBono.
Yeah, Fritzy takes the P3 spot. Well done.
He picked the pockets there.
Oh, wow.
So, all right, well, let's get...
Well, we do have Fritzy in the green room, so let's bring him down, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Fritzy, all your Christmases come at once, buddy. Tyson McAvoy cops a 4X and goes over the limit.
Yeah, I know.
3 for you, buddy.
Yeah, geez. Doug also had something happen the last turn and he couldn't turn, so gave me the P3 it turned out to be.
That's a good night for you, mate.
Oh, geez. I was just happy to keep out of all the carnage.
So there was a fair bit going on out there, some early safety cars. The boys were certainly prepared to send it on cold rubber. Give us a sort of take of what was it like out there?
wasn't too bad. The start was a lot better than I expected. I think last time we were here, there was a massive pile up turn one just because it just shortens so much.
But we could see there certainly people prepared to try and sort of have a half send, and there was quite a few places where you could go too wide around there, but it's pretty narrow at times too, and hard to get the job done. You can get up alongside, but to actually get in front of them, it's another story sometimes, buddy.
Yeah, especially with the how each car has their own advantages and disadvantages. Just like to, while I'm here, thank Velocity Sim Labs for putting together a massive setup that we've been working on all week, and
awesome.
Seem to save the tyres nicely.
Yeah, well, we did hear that the boys have been giving you and Tyler Sheep and Matty Gerard a bit of coaching out there, so that's great to see. But, buddy, we're going to have to cut the conversation a little bit shorter than normal so we can make sure we make the F3s. Congratulations on your P3 finish, buddy, and let us know who's giving you all the support out there.
Yeah, too easy. I'd just like to thank Old House Painting up in Brisbane and the Darling Downs for all your painting needs. He's just started up his own business and is doing wonders up there. And Chris Bleakley from 19 for giving Tyler and I the Whiskey Runner livery. And yeah, that's everything.
Awesome, buddy. Well done tonight. Bit of a surprise P3 for you, but you're not going to, hand it back to him, are you? You're going to take it?
100% not. I'll take all these that I can get. I need all the points after the last few weeks.
Well done, buddy. Well, congratulations, and yeah, enjoy it. And round 9 next week, we'll see how you go there.
Yeah, too easy. Talk to you then, hopefully.
Cheers, buddy.
All right.
All right. Let's bring, was it Jake
Edwards
into P2? Well, Rob, you take it away.
Jake, mate, P2, solid run there. You had a good battle with Dylan from the start. How was your night?
Oh, it's all right. Been battling with a bit of a stomach bug all day, so
no.
yeah, I was like in full sweat mode.
So, what was the battle like with Dylan out there? Because you guys were trading sectors and times, and you were backwards and forwards and all over the place. So,
yeah, man, we were just pretty identical, I reckon. Like today, which is good because normally he's an alien in these things. Normally he just takes off in them, so it's good to like actually see him back out here, like, and actually complete a full race as well, which is good.
You don't really mean that, do you? You'd love to have had him not in tonight because it would have given you a P1.
Yeah, look, you aren't wrong. I think that last safety car, I think if I stayed out, because I put a lap before the safety car got called, if I stayed out, I reckon we probably would have been pretty tight on fuel, but obviously he made it work, so props to him.
Exactly. Well, mate, P2 tonight, obviously, you got a lot of shout-outs you want to get done for the supporting your team and the drivers. So, mate, take it away. Who's giving you all the support?
That's it, man. I'd like to thank Ariel Auto Art, Ryko Performance, Whitey's Pies Racing, Jennifer Russell Real Estate, and then Shunt Scenery, and Palmerston Baker and Criss Cross Racing, and all the boys that were watching.
Yeah, awesome drive tonight, mate. Hey, only a couple of rounds left. How are you looking for the end of season?
Well, I've seen how Dougie had a kind of a shocking race. I mean, he did finish fourth, but like I'm slowly catching him. So hopefully we can put on a good show for the rest of the season, and hopefully I'll make it close to him.
Yeah, no, I'm sure we'll see a good round. But, mate, we're going to have to cut this one short, get you back out there to go and celebrate with the team as we try and get over to our F3 series. But, mate, once again, congratulations. P2 tonight.
Beautiful. Cheers, boys.
Well, Rob, what a cracker of a race for the TCRs at Sandown. Exactly what we came here, we saw and wanted to see. We saw door banging. We saw guys sending it, making moves.
We still got to talk to Dylan, mate.
Cracker.
We still got to talk to Dylan, yeah.
We do too. Let's bring him
Dylan.
in.
You can't forget our pole sitter and winner, Dylan DeBono. Welcome back to the front of the grid, mate.
Oh, mate, it's amazing when your internet works. It's so good.
We were just talking to Jake about that and said, you really weren't hoping for Dylan to stay anywhere. He goes, no, because, it's good to have him back, but, you took the top step away, mate. So, no, it's good to see you back, mate, with a good race under your belt. So, Yeah, how was your night?
Yeah, it was good actually. It was good. I obviously didn't get much practice in. I entered with 1 minute left of practice because we're working on the real life car for this weekend racing at Sydney Motorsport Park. And then qualifying just started, and struggling for a little bit of pace, I think, but overall, consistency over the longer runs in the race definitely paid off.
Well, you certainly didn't have it all your own way out there. You had the boys right on top of you there, both the Whitey Pies guys there for a while, trading paint, and that little concertina at the end with Tyson and involved in it. That could have spelt disaster, buddy, but you hung on, mate. I suppose, even without practice, mate, you love driving these things.
Yeah, it's so fun to go and Sandown and in these cars as well. It's just creates great racing, I think. And yeah, about that last safety car and the battle we had there, I honestly didn't know if we were going to make it on fuel at all. So, I played the race strategy game, being race smart, and just tried to keep them behind me, really.
Well, buddy, return back to the league and you put it P1. So we haven't seen you for a few weeks with your internet issue. So I reckon people might have forgot a little bit about your sponsors. So you better let us know who's giving you guys all the support.
Yeah, no, the guys, Doug, Matty, Tyler, Fritzy. I know they've been getting some pretty good results. So they're keeping the sponsors happy. But big thanks to Velocity Sim Labs. Us boys, they try and do as many laps as possible, and obviously it shows tonight when you get 1, 3, 4, and 5. That always works. Better suspensions, they do a lot. They make shocks for the game, I guess, and you guys as well.
Well, awesome, buddy. Well, congratulations on a triumphant return to SRW and SRW TV, buddy. So it's all sorted now. You'll be back red hot for next week.
Yeah, should be back by next week. Just got a pretty busy race schedule coming up in real life, going to Bathurst in a couple of weeks' time. So we'll see how we go this week. And yeah.
Well, if we see we out there, we know that you are going to be giving it all your best, and great to hear about your real life racing as well, buddy. And I hope you do well on the weekend. Good luck.
Thanks to you guys as well. Cheers.
Thanks, Dylan.
There you are, right there, buddy, trying to get ahead. Do we want to bring Tyson into the green room? He wants to have a little bit of a chat.
Why don't we wrap up this one? We'll go to our intermission, and we'll bring in Tyson. We'll have a chat with him while we load into our F3 series.
Sounds like a plan. All right, it is now time. TCRs are done. It is F3 Suzuka coming up here on SRTV. We will see you soon. While we're just in intermission.
Well, as you can all probably see on the broadcast, most of the time I'm just got smacked by incident points left, right and centre from me pushing to the limit, and hey, that's racing, and I got the penalty on the second last lap, and I didn't care. As long as I crossed the line in P3, and I'll walk away with a smile, but that's racing. Get caught up.
Driving with the black flag, hey?
Yeah, but I just want to point out, like, my brain strategy. I had enough fuel to get home because I pitted it within 10 minutes at the start, and I had everyone covered. So if we didn't get that last safety car, I think I would have been in second with a nice gap, and the safety car just made it juicy and maybe a fight for the lead. But the end result wasn't my way, and I finished in wherever. But in my heart, I finished third, so I'll take it. Yeah, it was just unfortunate. And like, the incident with Tyler earlier, plus the rejoin on lap 3 after the safety car, and then the contacts down the back straight didn't really help. So,
But hey, it's rubbing, it's racing, and that's what we signed up for.
Well, it's what happens at Sandown, I think, buddy. It happened last night. It's happened again tonight, and it's. Well, I suppose you got race control duties on Sunday to look forward at Sandown all again, buddy.
Yeah, it looks like it. Sandown's my favourite track at the moment. I'm pretty hot quick there. Took a while to learn the track tonight in this beautiful car, but yeah, race control duties for the F3, so I'll be there driving the safety car if it's needed. But if not, good stuff tonight, boys, on the broadcast. And
I've got it on pretty good authority from a couple of boys, mate. The safety car might be doing some laps tonight, so be ready for that. Because it's the new setups under the new update. I'm not sure if you boys have actually driven anything on the new update yet, but the new setups are probably not the best that they've issued, but it's making it very interesting. So, yeah, stand by for some interesting racing coming up during our F3 race.
well, that means I got to do paperwork. So thanks, boys. No, good effort tonight, and to everyone watching as well, don't forget to smash that like button if you love what you're seeing, and if you love seeing me crash the safety car, stick around.
Well done, buddy.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Simon.
mate. All right.
All right. Well, let's get this intermission as we get loaded into our F3 series, guys, and we will be right back in just a minute.
Welcome back, sim racing fans, to SRW TV. We are at Suzuka. It's time for the F3s here at Sim Racing World TV, and we are at Suzuka International Raceway, and it's all thanks to our round sponsor, Warren and Brown Tools. It's Cowy, your average sim racer here. I've got Rob Sainted Hayter right next to me, in front and behind the cameras, buddy. Suzuka F3s, what an awesome track for these cars, and I believe you've got a bit of inside information on the new update and what it's done to these machines, buddy.
Oh yeah, I've got a couple of drivers who've been messaging me this afternoon. I won't mention names, but they're some pretty top end of town names, but saying, yeah, the drop-off and change in balance from decreasing fuel load is very hard to manage, especially into turns 1 and 2 and the spoon. So, this new update that iRacing's brought out has made these things very interesting.
A bit of a tyre update model, we're believing, and the guy's saying that that tyre deg might actually be an issue in these machines. So we've seen over the last few seasons of the F3s, the drivers are quite reluctant to take the tyres in the pit stop because it just adds time, and then you've got to deal with cold rubber for a few laps. Well, if tyre deg is becoming the thing that we think it maybe is here, Rob, this could make a whole new dynamic for tonight's racing. Tyre saving and all those sort of strategies come into play, buddy.
Yeah, well, exactly right. So we'll jump on board with Ryan Houlihan here and just see how he's coping with the tyres. I mean, he does have 22 laps under his belt now, so I have to see. Looks very sawtoothy on that wheel. He's not looking as stable as he was.
But this is practice just before quali, buddy, so if these guys aren't all on their quali spec runs at the moment, though, as we've said before, this is a fixed setup series, so, you know, when it comes to quali, you got to, the tank's got in it what everyone else has got in it, and the only way you get a lighter tank is to stay out there and burn that fuel down.
Oh, we see the big hands to the right coming off that spoon, and that's what we're talking about. The exits are going to be something else, so these low speed corners are going to have a bit of issue when the fuel comes off these cars, so this will be interesting to watch this.
I think it's going to be the second half of the lap there where you've got to deal with the areas where you're trying to maybe take the curbs and that. You know, and we've said before that curbs and F3s can be a recipe for disaster. And I know this is one of those tracks in just about every other car. I'm going to try and take a heap of curbs at some time.
And dare we say it, Michael Cuttager on top with Phil Vella back in P3. So Phil Vella not quite finding rhythm out here tonight by the looks of this in practice already.
He's just taking it easy, waiting to light it up on the last lap like he keeps doing.
Yeah, that's race trim. That's not quality or practice trim. So, Phil, if you're listening, mate, I expect a really fast lap on the last lap tonight. But Michael Cuttager, we know there's no swatch on his cars either. He's had a good couple of weeks in the recent past. So we'll have to see how he goes out here tonight. Definitely, he looks like he's got a little bit more head around the car tonight. Like, he seems like this setup is just working for him as opposed to some of the other drivers maybe not.
What he needs to get going is a microphone so we can have a chat to him, because the last couple of podiums that he's made, we haven't got to talk to him and see, get his you know, his feelings on the race and how it all went. So if you're listening out there, Michael, get yourself a headset. Come on, buddy.
Yeah.
We want to chat to you.
And here's Phil Vella. Well, there we go. Practice is done, dusted and finished. So,
well, we actually made it before quali, buddy, so you'll have that great shot set up of getting the cars as they come out of the exit of pit lane.
right there.
We tried to make sure we were nice and conscious of it. Didn't want to cut the TCr guys off too quickly in those driver interviews, because that was a cracker of a race, buddy. But
Absolutely.
The F3s, they have just been on another planet this season. We're seeing bigger and bigger fields, and you know, you get 24, 25 of these F3s out here, and that mid-pack battles, these guys that were running near the front last season that are battling for P12 and 13 and 14 this season. The field has just got so tight in that mid-pack. And then you've got a guy like Phil Vella who just comes in and blows everyone away.
Yeah, I think we need to start calling this the Kittens F3 Series because they seem to be popping up everywhere. Front, back, middle, all over the place. The Kittens cars are everywhere. So
Well, there is about six kittens out
there. We
there.
go. There's
at
one.
least
Darren Fahey on screen. We just picked one of them up.
that's it. There's also a few
really.
JWM boys out there, the Alpha Venturi guys. There's 5 or 6 of them, if everyone's here tonight. So we're talking about sort of 2 or 3 teams that have recently come in the last season or two, and maybe 1 or 2 drivers have come in that first one, and they've gone, guys, this is an awesome series. Come over, and they brought the rest of their team, and suddenly we've gone from getting 10 to 12 cars in a few of the races last season to now, regularly hitting 25 to 30 in every race this season. It's crazy. It's awesome.
Yeah, this is fast becoming the pinnacle series. No question about it. This is definitely breeding some quick guys. There's Steven Singovich is on screen there, boss man for SRW TV.
Made it in. That's great to see because he was having issues with the update and I think his hard drive has run out of space. So looks like he's got that sorted and got the update done. But I don't think it's going to mean he's got a lot of practice out there. So it might be a matter of the rest of the field beware.
Yeah, 100%. He'll definitely be on the edge. But I did see Dean Singovich is there as well. So good to have them boys in here. But we'll start seeing some time roll in now. The boys have just done their warm-up lap, so we'll start looking at some sectors and see who's on some fast times.
I know Stephen was doing a bit of prep for Sandown last night. He did jump on board and do some F3 work last night, I think afterwards, after the race. But the other thing is, as you said, there was a big update that door dropped this morning, so there's quite a few guys out there that this practice session and now quali is probably the first time they've had a drive on the updated tyre model.
Yeah, well, exactly right. This only came out this morning, so yeah, some of the guys are getting home from work and they've got a 4 gig update and they've got to do it, and then
jump into the car, not like it used to be. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, this was never like this before.
I know that I spoke pretty highly of the update to the GT3 cars. I thought they got the tyre model right this time. Definitely, to me, it feels like you can feel more of the car moving underneath you. So hopefully that is going to be the same for the F3s. But if they've added tyre deg and those sort of things, it just might change the total scope of the way these races play out.
Yeah, exactly right. Schultzy, how you going, mate? See you in the chat there. Good to have you along tonight for the F3s. This is going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a cracker.
Why
am I not
racing
racing, Jace? Well, I've got to do comms one night. I'm hoping that by now I've started to build up a bit of rapport with the boys here, the TCR and F3 boys. Having a look at Daniel Hunter at the moment. I know Doug Cowan, I think he'd be racing both of them tonight. He P5 in the TCRs. Is he out there in the F3s tonight?
Yeah, he is. He's just lit up a purple sector. There he is there across the line.
Oh, there we go.
Come across. And
yeah, so
bumps up into P4.
There's a few, I'm sure there's drivers out there that are able to jump into front wheel drive cars, rear wheel drive cars, open wheelers without any issues. I'm afraid that these guys are getting pretty quick out here, Jace, and and it takes some time and practice, I think, to get anywhere up near the speed of this mid-pack, let alone the guys right up at the front. And we all know that to get sort of speed in one car, you've got to spend a lot of time in that car. At the moment, the B8's my beast, and I want to do commentary one night, so I'm here talking crap about the F3s. Maybe I'll eventually race somebody, but for now, I'm happy talking about them.
I think you need to get in there, mate. We've got Pete Baxter hitting the AM Series. He's been in the com box the last couple of weeks for the AM Series. Got him. He's teasing it. He doesn't want to, but I'm going to convince him for the end of the season to get in that AM Series and join it. I reckon you should jump in these things, man. You built that rapport with the guys. They know who you are. It'd be a good little battle out there on track, I reckon. I reckon you should get out there and have a crack.
We'll see what happens. I might end up in these cars at some point in time. Don't get me wrong, I like driving open wheelers don't do it enough. But
Greg Bradley
you know,
up in a P2. And P3, Phil Vella's just knocked Jay Dixon. The top of the table is shifting around like crazy. Jay Dixon, now Phil Vella's teammate, jumps to the top.
And well, at the moment, tyre degradation and management and all those sort of things are not on the menu at all. It's all about getting these tyres up to temp, get them into the window and send it as hard as you can. You can see here, guys going through the S's here. I was interested to see if the car's moving around a bit more than it did before. Can you get on the power a bit harder? You feel the car step out but still get the chance to catch it? I mean, these are the things that the quick guys out here, that's what they would have been testing out in practice. How hard can I send it here? How hard can I send it here? What about here? What about this
that's right.
And, you know, in the end, we all want to be fast. You know, I suppose we can say we, you know, want to drive for fun, but, you know, when you get in the heat of the battle, you always want to try and make that move on the guy in front of you. And it takes pace to do that. So if you can find a bit more than he's got, that gives you more chance to catch him down. So, you know, we love talking about this stuff. If you guys got ideas on how to drive these machines, let us know. If I do end up jumping into these in the next season or two, then I'm going to need all the help I can get.
You won't need help, mate. You'll be fine out there. You'll be out there. You'll be ripping laps around like no tomorrow.
Well, look, Shibby keeps trying to say to me that I'm not Cowy, you're not average sim racer is what he calls me. But, you know, I've seen like times on Race Lab apps and, you know, when you look at the bin and you've got fast and you've got average and you've got slow, I'm smacking that average all the time.
Nah, but that's in the supercar. I think you got right on this. These are a different beast. These are naturally fast. Like, you get in these and you kind of know straight away what you've got underneath you. So I think you'd go right in these.
Well, I did a bit of running in the SR8s. Well, I did a bit of running in the SR8s, and they're a car that's downforce trusting and all that as well, but I think these are another level, these things.
What do you reckon, chat? Get him in next season in the F3s? I reckon. Send it. See, look at Schultz. He's like, yeah, get in there, have a crack.
Well, yeah, that's what got me into trouble last
night,
night, Schultz, when I sent it on you, buddy.
Get in there, mate. Have a crack at it.
Like, I love my racing.
Put your skills to the test. Put your skills to the test.
I love my racing, but, you know, another car, oh my God. The recipe for
it's only one night. Just think, you'll be down there with Stephen and Dean and all those guys at the back, mate. You'll be right.
Oh, yeah, well, anywhere near Steven Singovich on a track can be death incarnate, so...
Even more reason to have a go and be in front of him, because what more motivation do you need to get forward from Stephen than to not be around Stephen?
Yeah, look, I do love talking about these things, and it is tempting, these cars. You know, it's one of those things, try to find the time.
Do it.
And, this is an awesome corner. Go on board. Is he going flat through here? Yep.
Pretty
no lift there
little
at
lift.
all.
It was just a little lift.
Tiny lift?
Yeah, I think it was tiny, yeah.
Alright, so this is a couple of the curbs that you monster in the V8 Supercar. Note, Daniel's saying well away from them here.
Hey, look, you got all chat, mate. You got chat saying do it. Cowy for F3s.
This is a great corner, buddy, man.
This one?
Have a look at this corner. It is such a great corner. You can send it up the inside, you know, and then here, if you're on the inside, you get stuck on the outside. You want to be on the inside for here.
Well, we were
if
here
you've got the
on
inside
Saturday
of
night.
that corner on Saturday night. Wow, awesome.
Yeah, we did the short circuit here. So you come around this corner, you flick it into the left, and then there's a little gap just there where that red and white wall is. You flick right there.
Right. Yep.
And that's where we were going. So we were on the short version. But yeah, no, we were out here on Saturday night with a few of the boys. It was good fun. Good night.
Well, this is the section that I was talking about. This here, like this, in the supercar, you were taking all of that curb, firing it up. This section here is going to be the heavy load on the tyres. Notice this bit here, the track is cambered for you to stay in there tight. And then this section here, in a supercar, you're sliding round the rear. Here, he's just on it completely trusting the downforce. So it's like another straight, really.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, in these guys. That's what I mean, Cowy. You'd be all right in these things, man. I reckon you'd go all right. You'd challenge a few of the boys. No questions
Look,
about it, mate. Jump in
If
there
I
next
ended up
season.
driving him, I'd be, trying to, at least put on some sort of a show. So it's all about trying to get that practice in. I mean, I'm driving the GT3s on a Friday night when I'm not gigging, and I'm really enjoying that. And I think that's why I've spoken highly of the tyre model sort of changes that they made to the GT3s. A couple of updates ago, I think that they're good. I don't know, being not a newbie to the GT3s, but definitely not an aficionado. But to me, it just feels like you feel more of the car under you. So I'm interested if tonight these guys come by saying the same thing, or if they're saying it's terrible, tyres are going away, or do tyres become a strategy that adds to these races? Because I think they need to be.
Oh, Bill was way out there on that strip there. I don't think you need to worry about any of that, Cowy. I think you just got to get in there, mate. Buckle up the belts and go for it.
Well, we are coming into 3 minutes to go of quali. We've been talking about my racing, getting hassled, but we should be talking about the racing out here on track. It is currently Matthew Pinata with a 151.37. He has provisional pole over Phil Vella for Downforce Racing with a 151.42. So we're talking 500ths of a second from first to second. Michael Cuttajar with a 151.47. So that's 500ths again back. So it's a 10th separating first to third. And then Jay Dixon, he's only a little bit over a 10th back from that. Yep. And then we're talking a 10th to Darren Fahey, a 10th to Greg Bradley, a 10th to Doug Gowans, 100th to Adrian Loretti, then another 10th, then 100ths, 100th, 400ths, 300ths. Oh my God.
See, that's what I'm saying, mate. It's hundreds, and you're talking seconds. See, there's a big difference. You go right. You'd get in there. You'd find these hundreds of seconds, mate. I know it.
Oh God.
Get in there and have a crack. Go on. Sign up for next season. Get in the F3s. Do it.
Well, you're going to have to chat to you. If you get stuck on the double header, buddy. So.
I'm sure I'll find someone who will be happy to come in and trash talk
the we want to spend the time I'm talking to the TCRs practicing the F3s as well. But all right, let's keep an eye on this top 10. Looks like Matthew Pinata and Phil Vella have given up on their. I know they're on out laps at the moment. Yeah, they're pitting. So maybe a quick dash, new tyres. Can you get them up to temperature? Well, that's the other side of it. We didn't think about that. If Deg's higher in the tyres, does that mean you can now get these tyres up to temp quickly in a lap?
Well, maybe. Yeah, it depends on how much they're scrubbing the tyres out.
I know we'd normally ask the chat for their experience in this, but I think even the chat, these cars will be fairly new to them with the with all the updates. I know I jumped on this afternoon and had a 4-kick update. So,
yeah, I got that this morning. I did mine early this morning, and then got the new content. So the new track there and a couple of new cars. That Clear Cup cars in, and we also got the Formula Ford 1600cc car. So that's a lot of fun out there as well.
I did see that, yeah.
Jay Dixon to the top by 200ths of a second over Matthew Pinata. That's crazy numbers at the top of town.
Oh, Jay will be stoked with that because he's been sort of in Phil's wake for a few weeks here, and now to sort of put it right up on top for in his own right there. Scotty Bargen here, how's he going? He's got one green sector in the middle of some oranges, but he's only got about 5 seconds, so he's not going to make the line for another run. This will be his final pit run, or his final qualifying run, I should say. Again, avoiding the curves, maybe a little bit of curve there, but see that? A little bit of wheel spin after he come off it. So yeah, he's come straight into the pits and bailed on that. Practice. He has done one of the smart things though, and I've said this to people before, even if you aren't, you go across the line here and you can't get another lap in, drive it hard because you want to practice your pit entry or practice your restart, practice a race start. Michael Cuttajar.
300ths behind Phil Vella. 300. Whereas Phil's just about to cross the line now.
And Phil.
Doesn't improve.
No, there must have been an off-track in there then.
Who's that? Greg Bradley with a purple at the back end of that lap.
Purple
Oh,
finish.
he's going over. Oh,
51.6 for Bradley.
Darren Fahey and Greg Bradley have had a coming together. Quickly see if we can grab that, see what happened here. Oh, it was...
That's after it.
Oh, Darren Fahey's just slow. No, they didn't even get to the finish line, so that was on the laps.
He's pulled over
That's
maybe to a
Greg Bradley.
board, and Greg's come through and got a little bit loose and tagged him. Well, wow. Okay, well, we'll have to see if race control's got something to say about that.
No one's out. Is anyone out on the lap at the moment? Stephen's out there to finish. Phil Vella looks like he's gotten a lap started with a green and 2 orange. We'll jump on board with him and see if he can finish this, and maybe jump Matthew Pinata and try and go 1-2 for Downforce Racing.
Well, it's 1-3 for Downforce at the
Phil Vella
moment.
with the purple sector. He's going to be pushing this for P2 right now. Is anyone really going to shake the top of the table here? He might even jump his teammate.
Daniel Byrne's still out there as well, but he's got all orange sectors at the moment, so it's probably only Phil with the chance to make a move still. And look at that car bottoming out here, the scrape and scraping as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
what a
see
curve
him
there.
taking all that curve there. Yep. Well, he's
Come
trying
on,
to
Phil.
find every hundredth he can.
Come on, Phil. What do you got?
And I don't think he's got enough. There's only one purple in there and some orange all around
I
it.
think he might have got an off track on that one. That didn't really up
Yeah,
that.
no time come
No
up, so you're
time,
right.
yeah. I think he didn't get a lockout there. So there's quality done and dusted, mate. Let's get the grid up on the screen, mate. There we go.
Well, there it is. It is Downforce Racing in pole position, but it's not Phil Vella. It's Jay Dixon putting at P1 tonight, getting a 1-up on his teammate. Well done, Jay. Matthew Pinata continuing his strong form this season with another front row qualifying result for the Alpha Venturi racer. Phil Vella in P3 at the moment. He's got Michael Cuttager next to him, the SR8 extraordinaire, who's come over to the F3s and showing plenty of pace. Brad Hudson for JWM Esports. Sorry, you've jumped ahead there. I've straight to 17th and 18th. So there's a Greg Bradley in P5, Darren Fahey P6, Doug Gowan's P7. That's a great result from Doug. Adrian Loretti P8. Getting a jump on driver 808, Daniel Byrne, his teammate P9, Daniel Hunter P10. So there is your top 10 as the cars start to come onto the grid, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was an SDK little glitch that just jumped forward. So don't know what happened there, but that's it.
All good, buddy.
race
But
control
as
just-
we've seen, the action has been in the mid-pack in this series. So although, Phil's tend to run away with a few of these races, he's had to work for it a couple of times. But that mid-pack battle has been where it's at. As the Fishy Motorsports machine, Adam Simpson sitting P13. He's a good one to watch near the start. Ryan Houlihan P12 at the moment. Ryan's shown great pace at certain tracks this season. In others, he's sort of struggled a little. So he's got pace back there. We'll have to see if he can make the most of it here. David Gallo P14. Nathan Verney P15. And then if you have a look, you've got Andrew Lydon in 18th.
Yeah.
Brad Hudson as well in 17th. So they're guys that have put podiums on before.
Yeah, exactly right. So it's gridding up. Lights are coming on, mate. So let's get underway.
Here it is. So round 8 of our F3 series here at SRW TV. And they go green, and it's a great start for Jay Dixon.
Phil Vella
Almost
didn't
looked
get
like
off the
he
line.
jumped the start there. Yeah, Phil got bogged down and Michael Cuttager up the inside. There's two other cars there, Greg Bradley, Darren Fahey. Are they getting up the inside? Oh, Phil's been caught right out there. That's dropped him back to P5 there, getting caught on the outside.
Race control's been called.
Oh, already. Was that perhaps him getting
979,
say he's got
that was
pushed
Scotty
wide there a
Bargain.
little? there's already a little gap between these sort of 5, 6 or 7 cars, front 6 or 7 cars we should say, in the next pack, so maybe something has happened there. Andrew Lydon with the big off track on SDK, but we might just let things settle down here at the front before we go looking at replays, because it is a good battle at the moment. Oh, Darren Fahey getting a little bit loose in the rear there, and that is Greg Bradley looking to go up the inside of him or around the outside. He's got that done, has he? That's a great move. Doug Gowan. It was Phil Vella, I apologise. Greg Bradley behind at the moment, so Doug Gowan put pressure on him as well. So that was Phil Vella and a great move there, so recovering straight away back up to P4.
Yeah, exactly right. And Adrian Loretti was in the open chat earlier saying that he's hoping to get some laps in. He's got a sick one at home, a sick child, so he's out here and he's having a crack. He's in P8 right now, so he's stayed where he is. Look at this kid.
Did I just say Steven Sinkovich has had a big crash as well, buddy?
Not too sure.
Ryan Hurleyhan on the radio, something's happened there. So Doug Gowan has got past Adrian Loretti there in that exchange as well. So that's a great result from Doug. He's up a cut. So he's back in his P7 now, so he's recovered. Michael Cuttajar, though, up one spot into P3 and staying in touch with the leaders. Phil Vella did get swamped. They're caught on the outside there, lap 1, but he's recovered, taken one spot back now, and he can see Michael not too far up in front of him. So damage minimised as far as Phil's concerned.
Oh, yeah, you'd think Phil will be back in the groove now. He'll be sitting there. He won't be worried too much just yet. I mean, it's an hour-long race, so he's only 2 minutes in. He's got nothing really to panic about right now. And we saw him do a lot of laps in the practice, so yeah. But we'll go back to Scotty Bargin here and see what happened at the start. Because it looked like there was a bit of bump and grind all around this sort of mid-pack. So see Jay Dixon, top of the screen, just gone. He's out of here. And then, is that Adam Simpson? That looks like Adam Simpson, yeah.
Adam Simpson, one of the Fisher Motorsports, has gone hard into the rear there. And it is a drive-through penalty just on the radio for Adam Simpson. Boys have done well to avoid him there.
They did do well.
Great. Just see flash up on the screen that there is a penalty coming for Adam Simpson, and there is race control just confirming that on the radio. So it's a bit unfortunate for the lone Piranha out there. Definitely doesn't want to spend time in the pits or in the drive-through or pit lane. He'd rather out there racing, and so he's going to have it all up against him.
This
all right, Ryan Hurleyhan, buddy.
Yeah, on the back of Nathan Burney and Brad Hodgson there. So this is that mid-pack we've been talking about. It's going to start.
It's a cracker, mate.
Oh, it isn't. Runs.
Bradley a little bit slow through there, and I think Nathan Verney had to check up, and Ryan Hurleyhan's been able to close right up on the back of him as a result. Big send from Michael Bowson. He has pulled that off with a diabolical dive.
I want to look at that again. That was something special. Let's get back to that. I think that was a mistake.
I reckon this is probably a mistake that he's pulled off and actually made it work.
There's no driver in the world that would claim this as a mistake. Look at this. He's just
a long way
Look
back.
at that.
He's locked it up, somehow managed to hang on to it.
Oh, what a pass. Take it
well,
how Michael fell.
Stay on board and see if Michael was able to fight back, because that's the one problem.
No, he wasn't.
He's managed to hang on to the spot. So, and now he's taken the fight to Danny in front of him in P16, P15 I should say.
Yep.
And Doug Gowan, also Daniel Byrne made a move on Doug Gowan, so we missed that by the looks of that then as well. So there's a fair bit of shuffling going on in the pack. Suzuka, it is one of those tracks that's designed for these sort of cars, so you you can get a good run and get the job done. There's places that it's wide enough to make passes. Inside there.
And he's up 2 spots. Michael Stephen just jumped 2 spots,
Yeah.
There's Stephen Sinkovich. He's got J-Mac right behind him, hand on the back of that car. Oh, we need a tow.
Oh, no. Danny Matosik saying he needs a tow.
Oh, J-Mac all over the back of Stephen Sinkovich here, so this could be...
What happened to Danny there? Let's have a look at that when we get a chance to, buddy. But Dave, safety, yeah, well, hang on. We haven't heard anything about safety car yet.
What's with the new update, Jason? Not too sure, man. It looks like they've done something with the setups as well as tyres, maybe. Along with the new Season 2 patch, so...
And it is the safety car getting called by race control, so let's try and see if we can see what happened back there, buddy.
Looking at Denny Matezek here, it looks like he might have been...
Probably get code in
looked
that,
a
but that's
little
killed
bit
his
of net
wheel.
code, yeah. It looked like it was
The
almost a bit
wheel's
of
been
net code,
killed
yeah.
and dead.
And that's what happened there. That we were on board with that when that happened. So, unfortunately for Denny, that's a bit of a nightmare situation there. But Ryan Houlihan's on the back of Brad Hudson now, so he's gotten around Michael Stevens.
Oh, he must have got that done just before safety car called it out, buddy. So, well, wasn't it Michael and Michael Stevens and Michael Falson that went deep last round? So I think Ryan went through then. We were on board for that. Yeah, look, gonna be interesting here. Now, what do we say with the fuel numbers for tonight? So, it's was a fuel cap of that 22 litres, 50%.
Yep.
They use about 1.8 a lap. So, what are we looking at? Maybe 15 laps, 16 laps. Right. So it's probably likely going to be a two-stopper here. But as we see, once you get the safety car out, you lose a bit of time. That starts to bring that one-stop window in. But I'm more interested to see, can the tyres last 32 laps now, like you used to be able to last before? Maybe those last few laps, if you really treated them a bit rough, those tyres might get a bit angry at you for the last few laps, but they're still drivable.
Yeah, you can hear Ryan roll right out of this now, so he's... There's the clutch in. He's...
you've got it. Well, you've got it because...
He can get max save right now, so...
Of course.
Dougie Gowns again, same thing.
Yep, everyone will be doing that that's got a clutch. Because again, I mean, even if it's not going to extend your window so you can do a one-stopper, it means that it might make a second or two difference. If that little bit less fuel you've got to put in at, the pit stop. We've seen what a second looks like out on track, buddy. Looks a lot better in the pit stop if you get it there.
I'm just looking here. That's Jay Dixon, mate, back in 21st position.
Has he pitted?
He's pitted on lap 4. He's done a 31-second pit stop, yeah.
Yep. He's pitted. 31 second, 53 seconds. Jay. Oh, yeah. So he's taking tyres.
So maybe the tyres are. Yeah, maybe the tyres are definitely...
Well, maybe he thinks they're not going to make it all the way, but now that the race settles down at a safety car, that's a free stop and I get my tyres now, and they'll be, 5 or 6 less laps on them at the end, and that might be a master strategy. Let's see if anyone else takes tyres. Dean Sigovic about 10 seconds in the pits. Danny with a long time in the pits, but that is a yeah, race control just confirming it was net code that saw the end of Danny's race there at the moment. Hopefully he can make it back and get a drive through, get a wave around maybe a bit later. Not a drive through. No one asked for a drive through.
No one drive throughs, right?
You don't ask for them.
The
I must admit, I might have
got their stop, mate. But the 3 cars, 1, 2, 3 in front of him have also got their stops done as well. So,
but they didn't take tyres.
They didn't take tyres, but their stop's done. So
stop.
technically, on track, if you're looking at pit stops, Jay's actually now in 4th spot. But he's going to fly through.
But it's going to be interesting if tyres are really...
That's right, yeah. If the tyres are going to be a big issue here, it's going to be very interesting. So we'll have to see. I don't think anyone will take pit stop under safety car, although I'd probably be very tempted to.
You wouldn't pit now. You wouldn't pit now unless you're right at the back. Because right at the back, all it's going to do is keep you at the back. You pit now and you're going to go back to the back. If you're going to get that pit done, you would have needed to have done it before the field slowed up behind the safety car. Because generally, when the safety car's called, you really want to maintain your position, but maintain your race pace until you get round to catch up to the car.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so. Car 3 getting a bit of a warning for arguing with race control, so Danny not too happy about the net code decision. Look, these things happen, buddy, but it's
I think the other thing too is what people see, like when they go and look at a replay, when they watch it, they might see something slightly different what race control's seen, and they think that, you know, maybe it's been aggrieved, or, you know, that whatever the case may be. So understanding what race control's actually seeing and making their judgments on does open up a big I guess build more of a conversation piece to understand what they're looking at.
Danny might have seen him looming big in the window, in the mirrors and that, and maybe Danny's saying that, look, even without net code, he wasn't going to pull it up, you know, and, you know, but that's why we have the ticket system. And as you said, it's one thing to get a view of it when you're actually in the car racing, and then it's another thing to sit back and look at that replay and see the multiple angles that race control are looking at when they make these decisions.
Well, that's exactly right. And I mean, you as a driver, I mean, we all get a little bit hot under the collar and we go, oh yeah, but he was going to hit me anyway. But we, you know, race control in their defense, they can't look at a what if moment. Oh, you know, but what if you just stayed a meter to the right? You know, you wouldn't have hit anyway. So, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. It plays both sides of the fence. But I mean, just understanding what they're looking at and understanding that they're seeing it probably from a different angle is probably the biggest thing.
Well, the thing that amazes me still is that we can race in different parts of the country, in different parts of the world, with other people and race, you know, inside their personal space, effectively. When you're rubbing the back of the car in front of him, you're in his personal space, right? So,
but I mean, how often do we see it, though? How often do you find it with across the world that you're wheel to wheel with somebody and you don't have that contact? You know, you're just there.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
It's so good.
And I mean, and even when it does happen and you do some of these net code things, you know, it happened to me on Sunday, and, you know, again, and yeah, it's annoying, yeah, but, you know, because, you know, you thought you had the room, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. Yes, it's annoying, but the sheer fact that it happens less frequently than not, right? So, you know, the amount of times that netcode stuffs you up compared to the amount of times that it gets it right when people have those little micro drops out with their internet, yeah, I think we'll take it as it is, because for the most part we get some great close action racing. We've already seen it tonight in the TCRs with plenty of door banging. We're not going to see the same level of door banging in the F3s, but we are seeing great close action. And at the moment, Matthew Pinata, Michael Cuttajar, P2, Phil Vella P3, that's all courtesy of an interesting decision from Jay Dixon to pit early, and we think grab tyres as well. So maybe putting himself in a little bit of sync, but we'll have to see if it's a master strategy or not.
Well, I mean, if he's on a fresh set of tyres right on the safety car now, I mean, it's definitely going to give him an advantage over the guy and the guys in front of him. So we'll have to just keep
maybe
an eye on
not for a lap or two.
Back here.
Maybe not for a lap or two because it was cold.
Yeah, but they're all cold now, and he's got the best of the cold tyres, hasn't he? And we saw how quickly he got off the line.
I think when the tyre's already been through heat cycle and it cools down a bit, it gets up to temperature a lot quicker. So that may be something Jay has to deal with. But then again, he's had 2 or 3 laps of weaving under the safety car to maybe to get a bit of temp back into them. So, well,
but not
we're about to go green by the looks of it here. Has the safety car pulled away, buddy?
Yes, it has.
Safety car's in pit lane, so it's in control of the leader now, Matthew Pinata. He gets to decide when everyone goes. We can see Cuttajar just getting ready to pounce as soon as he goes. When does Matthew do it? Does he hold it to the line? Or does he go now? Yep, he's gone. That's what I would have done too. Maybe tried to play a cheeky bag him up at the chicane there and then launch off the last bit. But Michael Cuttajar's read that pretty good. He's right on the heels of Matthew Pinata here. Phil Vella now joining this battle at the front as well. So this is going to be on for young and old. Greg Bradley has already fallen about half a second behind this battle, but he's having his own battle with Darren Fahey right up his clucker too. So this is great stuff, buddy.
Absolutely, and as I said, with Jay Dixon, he's gotten that first position out of the way. He's gotten past Michael Falzer. Now he's chasing his boys, so keep your eyes on him as he gets through the field. But yeah, the front pack here getting away half a second now to Greg Bradley and Darren Fahey right there. Like you can see, there's the gap on screen. There's no gap there at all.
Well, that's normally what happens with the safety car. Bunch everyone up. Even the field. Start again, boys. See if you can get those tyres up the temp quick and get back on it, because there are piranhas and sharks everywhere out there.
Well,
And we can see Daniel Byrne. That's it. Kittens have got claws, and they've got claws out. What we've seen in the past few weeks, Adrian and Daniel and Darren are all prepared to battle each other and have a race. You know, we don't want contact, but if these boys are confident in their own racing abilities and the abilities of their teammates, why not sort of race wheel to wheel?
Look at this. Jay Dixon is absolutely flying on these cold tyres on the back of temperature. He's already on the back of this pack now with Andrew Johnson, Nathan Vernon, John McHenry, Scotty Bargin.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see if he can make his way through the field, or do these guys make it a little bit difficult for him? He's trying to get up the inside of Andrew Johnson there. You know, he's got that done nice and easy. That's where he didn't want to get held up. Get held up there and it might cost you a few seconds. All right, he's immediately onto the back of this battle pack in front of him. John McHenry here.
Yep.
Just got checked a little bit there, Jay, so his runs had to wait. Just got Barger getting a run on Steven Sinkovich here. This is a battle for P14 at the moment. He'll be up the inside, nice wheel-to-wheel action there. But you still go too deep into this corner, and you can actually go too wide all the way around there, which is just a cracker of a corner. Oh, I love it.
Jay's gotten past John McHenry, and now he's looking right at the back of Nathan Vernon, who's now looking back at Steven Sinkovich. So these boys are all duking it out, and Jay is probably the one on the best set of tyres at the moment in this pack.
And he showed that he's got pace. He put it right at the top. P1 for qualifying, and he's done a little bit of a fuel strategy here. Oh, he thought about it, but no. He did think about it there. He wasn't sure what Nathan was going to do. And Nathan's got a bit wide there, has to get out of the throttle, and that's another spot gifted to Jay Dixon. So that takes him up, into P16, I think, now. P16 indeed.
Michael Cottager here too.
Oh, we've missed that. So we might have to try and have a look at that, buddy, because that is going to be a class move from Phil Vella.
Let's have a look. What's he done here? He's come through the final. This will be into that last chicane, so he'll just get the run through here.
So he's got through the kink, and yeah, he's just got a better run through the kink, and just a little bit of that draft, and yeah, Michael could have tried to give him a shallow entry, but it's still pretty early.
He switched straight back onto the action there. Is that Michael Cottager?
Greg Bradley got it. So what happened to Michael Cottager? We have seen Michael tends to drive hard early and can struggle on tyres. Looks like he's fighting his way back there. So here is open. Okay, so he's just been a bit more conservative through the kink, and maybe Greg and Phil just
he squeezed him.
Yeah,
he squeezed him. But yeah, it's the same part of the circuit, so maybe he's just not comfortable at that back end of the lap. So keep your eyes on that. But Jay Dixon now in front of Nathan Vernon. He's now in the front of that pack. Steven Sinkovich is falling down the order. And Jay Dixon is 40 his way back into P15. So he's back up 6 spots now. So
more importantly, a bit of clear track, but you can see already, you know, that last lap did a 52.4. The leader did a 51.4. So you see, even just fighting through the pack, you know, it's going to cost you a second or two a lap. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see if it's enough that pinning under the safety car before the safety car, bunching it all up, gives him an advantage, but is it enough to get home? You know, he's going to need to pit again. Did the safety car take enough time out of these guys now can think about a one-stopper?
Darren Fahey getting real understeer there. I think our tyres might come into play here, mate, to be honest. just seeing the difference between Jay going through there and Darren on about the same sort of pace. You just see those tyres just don't want to grip up.
Well, it's going to be interesting talking to the boys tonight because I mean, I'm don't get me wrong, I'm loving this speculation, Rob. So you know, the fact that we can sit here and speculate and talk stuff because we don't know anything. We haven't driven these cars since the update, so it's pure speculation. Yeah, that was a big bit of curb he took there, and now Michael's got a big run on him, and he's going up the inside down into T1. So yeah, so just goes to show we did talk about the dangers of the curbs here at Suzuka. And the car bouncing. Hopefully there's no damage to the undercarriage there, but it still did sort of compromise his exit down onto the pit straight.
Yeah, exactly right. Definitely slowed him up a little bit there. So jump back with Scotty Bargin here on the back of Andrew Lydon. So it's
P14, P13 here on track. And Scotty's been having some really good battles this season. Don't think he's really got the results he would have liked, but he's been right in the thick of things. It's that mid-pack we keep talking about, Rob, and Scotty's been one of the major players in that mid-pack.
Yeah, 100%. Matty Gerard here as well. He's been around that sort of mid-pack as well, so...
who's that? Looks up there. Andrew Johnson.
Andrew Johnson, yeah.
Oh, so that he's caught a whole heap of grass there, and he's done well to not loop that around. So that is pretty good driving, and have the awareness to stay over to the right with the faster guys coming through. Because he easily moved out there, tried to hold his position, and would have created carnage for the guys behind.
Yeah, 100%. There's Scotty Bargin really starting to apply the blowtorch back to Andrew Lydon now.
Well, it's that toe, buddy. We see it that, you know, it's there's 3 really big long straights here at Suzuka, so that's given the guys a chance. Look at this closing in Phil Vella. Now he's got out of it. He got out of it.
So I just noticed the goal was heading up at the front there.
Yeah, Matty was holding that line there though. So, you know, Matty showed that he's prepared to stay out there. No, you're not getting me that easy, Phil. Alright, move back to the middle. It's a battle. Dave Gallo sitting in P10 at the moment. He's got Doug Gowland and Ryan Early up. So it looks like Ryan's made a couple of spots there that we missed as well, buddy. Because he was running like P10, 11. He's now up in a P8. Adrian Loretti. Daniel Burns got in front of Adrian Loretti there as well. So there's a bit of moving amongst the Kitten boys as well.
Yeah, they're all scratching the posts tonight, aren't they? They're all trying to climb up there, but...
Oh, I gotta love those cat analogies, don't we? Oh, I love them.
As long as they don't bring their catnip into the comm box, mate, it's all good.
Oh, dude, it's almost perfect.
Greg Bradley is all over the back of Darren Fahey here right now. So these, again, these battles always start to form around this sort of time of the race. They always seem to get a little bit aggravated here. That was a bit,
Darren used all the curb and exit there. That did unsettle the car for a moment, but can he get a good land there? John McHenry, he's up 7 spots at the moment, so he didn't have a great quali. He might have just jumped in at the last minute. I think he did actually, didn't he? And,
I think he did, yeah.
Andrew Lydon running P14 at the moment. This is a good battle here. Scott Bargin and Michael Stevens. So Scotty and Andrew. Scotty's got past Andrew, and now he's dragged Andrew up onto the back of Michael as well. So this is what we keep seeing around here, buddy. Get a couple of cars together, the bunches together. If you can't get the pass done straight away, well, a lap later there won't be 2 cars, there'll be 3, and if you wait another lap or 2, there'll be 4 and 5, and it's just awesome battles here at SRW TV, guys. It's all thanks to Warren and Brown Tools, all getting close at the front here now. But yeah, Warren and Brown Tools, our round sponsor here at SRW. Of course, our other sponsors as well. Jay Dixon now at P15, and he's hard on the back of Andrew Lydon, Scott Bargin, Michael Stevens. So this is that battle I was talking about. It was only, there was a couple of seconds that Michael had over Andrew Lydon. Scotty got past Andrew. Now they dragged it up, and now Michael's getting swamped. And Jay Dixon looking to try and take advantage. They're going to go 3 wide into T1. No, he thought better of it.
Oh, was there a bump there?
I don't know, but look at this. Jay's in the right spot here to have the inside for the next turn, so he can stay there. It's there. As long if you're on the right there, you're on the left sort of coming through there. You've got to get it done before that second quarter of the chicane. If you get it done, you own it. Otherwise, the guy on the inside's going to own it.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, Darren Fahey, P5, buddy. So Greg Bradley had a couple of moments running wide, using all the exit there, and this is closing up. So he's going to be a little lock up there from Greg. Can he get on the power? It's a good exit. So that didn't hurt him too much. But this is close, buddy.
Oh, there's battles all downfield. Well, there is battles everywhere. It's so hard to keep up with.
I think I've mentioned before, when you see more orange and yellow than white on the timing board, it means everyone's really close together, and that's what we're seeing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we've just seen like
got a good exit here.
Michael Falzon and Steven Sinkovich may have crashed.
Oh, is there a request to tail? Did just come
that's
over the
Adam,
radio?
No, that's Adam Simpson requesting to leave. He's got too much damage to continue. It looks like
okay,
Michael
so-
Falzon and Steven Sinkovich may have had it coming together here. Yeah, we definitely got this in the
Well,
SDK,
Michael
so we'll
had-
see what happened here.
Michael has shown a propensity to dive deep, but he's got that done nicely there. Okay, so what's happened there? He run wide. Stevens tagged him on the way on the over-under, and jumped over the top of him.
Stephen, this is not Saturday night, mate. We're not jumping cars like we did on Saturday night.
It is not jump expression night, but we'll have to see what race control's got to say about that one.
Oh,
We're now
look,
back
Phil-
on board with Phil Vella, and
Matthew's
look at
getting a
Matthew
lot of
Pignaro
understeer.
with that car. That was oversteer, the car stepping out there.
But you
So,
could see the front tyres were really cranked in, and he wasn't getting the turn on, so when he got on the gas, then it flipped into oversteer. So he's really, the balance of this car is not very happy at all.
well, I did say there's a fixed setup tonight. They said that the setup was done before the changes were in the recent update, the update that happened today. So maybe there hasn't been a huge difference to the update, but it's enough to just make this setup not as good as it was before the update. But
Yeah,
here
and
we
it
go,
doesn't take
Phil
much.
now, going to get it. Oh, he has a look up the inside.
He's showing
I think
the
that was
nose in
more
here.
a peekaboo moment to get Phil to react, to get Matthew to react, I think, because he was
Hey,
never
we're-
going to get it done there.
We're about halfway through this race too. We've only got a couple of minutes before we hit the halfway point, and these boys haven't pitted yet. So I just wonder where their pit stop's going to be, because we did say, it was
Oh.
what, about 20 laps?
Well, lap 13 at the moment.
Oh, he's got him.
It's
Oh, no, he didn't. He pulled out.
out of it. Yeah.
Is he playing that
So-
little game trying to make him think he's gone, or what's he doing?
I'm not sure there. I mean, obviously he's trying to force Matthew to be shallow into the S's so that he can get a good exit down the straight here. And we should have stayed on board that, buddy, because I reckon he might have made a dive in at B1. Yeah, look. So Matthew's gone to the inside to defend, but you can get the pass done around the outside here if you carry the speed. And look at that. He's got it done. That's it.
Phil Vella, not
That's why
pulling punches tonight. He's there.
it is one of the best corners in motorsport, that T1 at Suzuka. A T1 and 2, I think it's actually a double apex.
There it is.
But it is a cracker because it just creates opportunities lap after lap. And now we get to see how Matty can go. Can he take the fight to Phil and chase him down? So it's Matthew Pignata with the aero advantage now. It's going to have aero wash, yes, but he's close enough for the toe. Can he fight back and take the fight to Phil Vella, who's had to fight his way through the pack tonight, putting at P4 on the grid and then falling back to P6 on lap 1. Now it's taking him, 14 laps to get to the front.
Yeah, he was P3. He started P3. He's just right behind Jay at the start, so it was 1-3 for DFR.
That's it. Well, let's keep an eye on Jay Dixon too, because remember he did that little splash pit in the before the safety car call. So he's in 13th at the moment. He's currently, how far off the lead is he?
He's 16 seconds. That's 16 and a half seconds off the
That's,
lead.
yeah, 16 seconds off the lead. So that's probably well inside the pit lane. So the pit lane transit for these guys pit lane time has been about 30 seconds if you're not taking tyres. That was during that safety car. So that would have been, maybe half the tank you had to refill. So perhaps 30,
Michael
40 seconds.
He's in the pit lane.
All right, here it is. So we are coming into that pit
That
window
window,
now. All right. right,
Who else
so
entered there? Scotty Bargin went in as well. So it's given Jay a free spot. Oh, that's
yeah, but
Brad
he's
Hudson in
only going to
front.
have about 3 or 4 laps advantage, but that well may be enough for that second stop. The fact that he's only 15, 16 seconds behind the lead may be the net gain out of this. He hasn't lost too much time to them. Alright, well, he's pushing hard though, doing 151s consistently now. Definitely the faster of the mid-pack runners at the moment. And Adrian already showing all the trust in the car there, and Ryan as well.
Oh. Ryan Hawhand's just starting to get to that low end of the fuel, I think, and it's just starting to shape the car a bit different to what he's comfortable with.
I think it's trust,
see,
buddy.
look.
Oh, he's locked it up there though. But I think it's the trust of the grip, because you get to the stage where you start to get on it harder because you're feeling that the grip's there and the car flicks and sticks, you know? So we're probably right in that window, as you said. The fuel's getting low, the car's fast, that safety car help, you know, these tyres last a bit longer, and you can really push on an empty tank.
Yeah, well, I mean, light fuel means everything's, you know, faster naturally, but have to see if we get any more pit stops come in this little bunch here, because Adrian already hasn't pitted yet. Neither is Ryan Hawhan in front, so I have to see if any of these boys take a stop at this halfway point.
Well, it's been quiet out there in the YouTube and Facebook chat, guys. Jump on the line, say hi, let us know what you think of the racing here tonight. And here they come yet.
Boys are in.
They're all
So
coming
where's
in.
Jay? Jay's just coming through the last chicane here.
So let's have a look. Yep. Oh no. Yep. So Jay. So all the rest of them are coming in. So you'll be. I would think that those 5 or 6 guys there, that well, it looks like 7, 8, 9 guys that managed to get to lap 15. They were the ones that were clutching heavily under the safety car. Maybe the ones that only made it to lap 14. They're the ones that, you know, maybe didn't have a clutch or weren't able to save as much. So maybe a lap there.
We need to consider this too, because Jay's still got another stop. These other boys have done 32 minutes. So they've only got 27 minutes to race. They may not need another stop.
Oh, no, they'll need another stop, because we had, what, at least 5 or 6 minutes of safety car there, I reckon. So, you know, I don't think 30 minutes is going to be the window. Maybe, you know, 25 might be a window that you can make. But yeah, it might be close, man. Perhaps that fuel saving is now on the window.
100%. Here's this gaggle of cars that have come out of pit lane, all nose to tail with each other.
And looks like none. Looks like none of them are taking tyres, mate. They're all 5 second, 6 second stops.
Yeah, the only one. Yeah, that's it. But you think about it too. Another safety car right now would really play in the hands of Jay Dixon.
Well, maybe one more safety car would mean he can get home, and everyone else would probably go close to getting home as well.
That's right.
So it'd be interesting, man. It's interesting.
The scramble. Someone to be in those teams doing the numbers, I hope.
That Dean Sinkovich has had a moment. They're up on SDK, buddy.
Sure has. Stephen Sinkovich is coming out of pit lane.
Oh, big moment from Nathan Burney. He's caught it, and just lucky for him that there's no one else around there. So that could have been dangerous, but he's done a good catch there. But all right,
Greg Bradley.
that's got some time.
Oh, John McHenry.
Oh no! So let's see if we can have a look what happened to Dean and John if we get a chance. We still have battles going out there, but we want to see what's happened. So it looks like just a bit of over rotation for Dean, and then he's done well. He's caught that snap oversteer there. That car is broken, is it? I don't know.
I don't know. Doesn't look like he's just lost the rear. You can just see the hands go straight up to 12 o'clock. He's just lost the rear. We'll go to John. We'll go to J-Mac as well. So we'll see what happens with J-Mac here. Again, I think it's going to be very similar. You just watch the hands on the wheel, and they'll just instantly snap up to the top.
Oh, so he's locked it up front, and as he just got on the gas a little bit too hard. Yeah, he's just got on the gas a bit early. He's done well to catch that. But a nice needle flat spot on the tyres. And certainly, you know, although we don't get flat spots, I don't think, in iRacing, but, you know, you hurt the tyres and they certainly don't come back. They'll have less performance and they'll last a lot less than they're supposed to. Or see that Darren Fahey getting a little wiggle and have a double stab at the accelerator there. Phil Vella, so he's pitted, and he's catching right up on the back of Daniel Hunter. So Daniel Hunter, one of those guys like Jay Dixon that pitted under that first safety car. So it's going to be another safety car would really throw this up in, you know, the air, I suppose, mate. A 52 pickup, I suppose, and see if you get an ace.
Well, yeah, you'd be lights out and throwing darts at the dartboard and hoping that something sticks in that 2020 right now, because this is going to be a touch and go to the finish, mate. I wouldn't like to call this one right now.
Well done, buddy. I don't think I've heard a dart analogy in a motorsport. Again, so, you know, even a virtual one, that's pretty good. I think I managed to get a 10-pin bowling one in last year. And of course, you know, you've always got to put May the Force be with you. Star Wars references are welcome everywhere.
Stop it. We've got
Greg Bradley now and Darren Fahey. So we may be seeing sort of some of these guys, not the tyres struggling, but just starting to show a little bit of wear now, because we're seeing a bit of wiggle room in these cars. See that there? That's totally trusting the grip, and the rear was going around on Greg, and he just drove through it.
Yeah, there's Doug Gowans already.
So at the moment, that's Jake Dixon and Daniel Hunter that are the odd men out, and they're the ones throwing this timing out of whack a little bit. So these two guys, because I remember Doug was in P9 before, he's in P11 at the moment, but that's those two guys up front.
There's Matthew Pinata
trying to hold off Phil Vella. Michael Cuttajar in the mix of this as well. Bit of movement and weaving there. Might have been a comment on the radio.
He's gone up the inside.
For sure, Walt. For sure.
And his teammate, look. Alpha Venturi, let him go.
Well, that might have been a little bit of team shenanigans there from Daniel Hunter, just going, I'll see if I can hold Phil up for a corner or two and get Matthew a run on Phil. So maybe a little bit of shenanigans there, but we do know it's a part of motorsport. It can be done well, it can be done poorly. I think that one there might be okay. And I know Dan Schultz and Brad Wall did it to me at Silverstone a few rounds back in the AM, the V8Ms. So, you know, it's part of the game if you've got a teammate out there. I suppose it's interesting when there's 6 of them.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, it's just part and parcel, isn't it? Like, you know, you're trying to get your teammate, you know, kind of forward, but, you know, it's racing. We see it across the real world as well. It's not just sim racing, but I don't think there's really much in it. I don't think there was any real drama there.
Chris Swadling thought it was a bit unsportsmanlike, so okay. Well, I mean, that's one of the things. We'll see if Race Control has got anything to say about it. We are certainly free to comment on it, buddy, and, you know, everyone's entitled to their opinion, I suppose. But we'll see what Race Control's got to say, because I think in the end, I don't know if you're a blue flag, that's a different story. But he was on the lead lap, so well, we'll see what Race Control's got to say. At the moment, it's Adrian Loretti and Daniel Hunter battling hard here now. So this is P14. These guys are about 11 seconds off the lead at the moment. So, but it's been good close battles all up and down the field, though we are seeing it start to space out a little bit now, buddy.
Yeah, we're just starting to see it. I was just about to say that. We're just starting to see it now just smooth out a little bit. The boys are just starting to get a little bit of a gap between each position now. There's still a couple of battles going on. But this one here with Daniel Brown and Greg Bradley is definitely hot on the trail. And Darren Fahey's just up in front of us too. So again, 2 kittens, you know, again, working their way around.
This has been a good battle here at the front. These sort of P4, 5, 6 have been battling hard for the whole race. Ryan Houlihan now in P7, and he's only about a second off the back of this battle as well. So, and you know, we're now inside the last 20 minutes of this motor race. So it's starting to heat up, buddy, and well, we get that tyre question, I suppose, is probably going to get answered in the next stop.
Well, the next stop, or when they get in the com box, mate, because some might try and hang on to them, but It's interesting. From the input I got from a couple of drivers earlier, it wasn't necessarily a good thing. Dougie Gowans is in the pit lane. He is in. What is his stop time? Because this is his second stop now.
Yeah, it would be
4 seconds. So
Yeah,
it
so
will
he had to
literally
take
be a
it by.
splash. That's just a splash. So he's just on the verge of not making it. So he takes that 4-second window and says, thank you very much.
Well,
and he'll be
is
out
that
of it.
enough of a splash that Jay Dixon? No, he's pitted down 19, so maybe he can get home.
Well, Jay's done his second stop. He took a 5-second stop.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So he got 15 done because he pitted on lap 4 and then he's pitted on lap 19. So, or maybe 18 if he's gone past. So whether he got 14 or 15 laps out of that stint. So alright, so 33 has been given a black and
that's
white.
Daniel Hunter.
So yeah, so that would have been that moment we were talking about on board. So Chris saying actively adjust his driving based on the actions of the positioning car. Yep. So he's been given a black and white flag. So he hasn't been fully reprimanded for it, but race control have taken note of it. I think, as you said, it's more that extra movement that he made. There's nothing wrong with slowing Phil up there to help your teammate, but when you move late and block just before a braking zone, I can see why there'd be an issue with that.
Oh,
Greg
Bradley's
Bradley's
gonna
pressure,
get it.
and he's got. If he stays on the
Oh.
outside here, he's got this.
Oh,
'Cause, yep, Darren
Got
has
it.
to get out of it for that corner.
he got it. Oh, he's going to fight back though.
No,
think he
see
can there.
that little left-right kink. If you can get up the inside for the right kink, you own the corner. But they have to get out of it, otherwise they're going to slide wide and then off into the grass. All right, so Ryan Houlihan now
Oh,
up into P6, and he's gone out
took a whole
side
lot
there.
for
That might have done a bit of damage to the floor, but he's held onto it and he's pushing hard. So this is P6 at the moment, chasing down P5 and P4. Right before him there, Michael Cuttajar, P3 at the moment. So he's jumped out about 4 seconds on this battle. And that battle up front between Phil Vella and Matthew Pignata, that's inside a second as well now. So Matthew's been able to stay with Phil at the moment.
Yeah, and there's a lot of diving and shaking, but remember they're going to have to take a second stop. So Jay Dixon's in that commanding spot right now. Two stops under his belt.
Can he make it? Can he make it? Because he pitted lap 19. Well, I think he can because
He'll make it.
we're probably only going to go 30 laps of this race, so he can get home.
Yeah,
These
easy.
guys here, though, well, no, but think of it this way, mate. These guys here pitted on lap 15 and 16. At the moment, my race lab apps is telling me this might be a 30-lap race. These guys may have enough to get home as well, and they've turned it into a one-stop.
Oh,
We talked about it, buddy.
Not
I reckon
sure.
it's on. I reckon it's on.
17 minutes or 16 minutes left in the race.
Well, it's going to be close, buddy.
It's going to
but
be
they're
tight,
doing
yeah.
because they're getting about 14, 15 laps out of a stint, right? Now the safety car maybe stretched that out. I can't hear Phil clutching here.
This is Jay Dixon, mate.
Oh, Jay, okay. He's driving nice and smooth at the moment. Maybe jump on board one of the front runners, Phil and Matty, and see if any of them are fuel saving, buddy. Oh, damage for Doug Sheepy. Thanks for letting us know, buddy. That's unfortunate. So he's maybe smacked one of those curbs and got a meatball. It's pretty unfortunate.
That's just a shame, mate, unfortunately.
Darren Fahey on the radio, so something happened up front there. He's been in a battle with Greg Bradley. Because Greg's right on his clacker again. So this has been going on for several laps now. Ryan Houlihan right on the back of this too, buddy. And Daniel Byrne right on the back of that. So jump one more car back.
They're piggybacking.
There you go, look at that.
This is all
Look at
tight.
that. Well,
Only
this
15
is
minutes left.
Darren Fahey, maybe just struggling on his rubber at the moment, and he's bunching the guys up behind him. Oh, these guys say he's gone straight defensive there, Darren. He's staying that inside line. He's slowing them up. All right, so... Oh, look at this putt behind here. They're a bunch of vultures looking to take advantage of the carcass of one of the drivers up front. Oh, Ryan Houlihan with a great run on Greg Bradley here. Greg trying to break the toe there, but Ryan's going to get up the inside into T1. So you're going to see some side-by-side action. No, Greg's got out of it there.
Yeah, he gave that spot up. He didn't try and defend
Well, yeah, he might have just wanting to make sure Daniel Byrne didn't get through as well, because it's sort of one of those things we've seen. If you fight too hard for a spot, sometimes it can open the door for the guy behind you as well.
that. Exactly right.
Well, what do you think, guys? Do you think these guys are racing like they've got a stop in them, or are they look like they're fuel saving, or is fuel not even an issue now? Let us know in the chat. We'd love to hear from you guys. It's been cracker action here. Warren and Brown Tools, our major sponsor. Awesome to have them on board, and big thanks to them for supporting the TCRs and F3s here tonight. It's been a cracker night of action, and it's not over yet. We have just under 15 minutes left of this motor race, and it's battles all up and down the field, buddy.
Oh, exactly right. As we see every week of these F3s, look at this battle here.
Daniel Byrne going the inside of Greg Bradley. As Greg tried to switch around under the inside. Daniel's got that done. Jump back to Greg. How's he looking?
Greg's back in there.
He's getting a run now again, so that's the toe. This is what we talk about. Like, there's 3 big straights, so you get that toe 3 times a lap. So as long as you stay fairly close, you're going to get that advantage. Oh, closing it in. Get a good exit here. Oh, Daniel got a bit sideways there, but managed to get the power down quite well. But here's that toe again. Moving over to the right. I've seen guys use that right wall there as a bit of a draft thing as well in some of the racing. But yeah, Greg, just not quite close enough.
Yeah, the 2 boys in front of them just coming out of pit lane. So riding on board now with Ryan and Darren Fahey.
So they've been battling hard. Ryan's closed right up now, but using all of that exit, and you can see that. I reckon that was Darren going right over into the pit lane to make sure Ryan could go up the inside, and that's why they were that far left.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, they didn't actually go in the pit lane. They were literally just using it as a run into the corner. So that's interesting tactics.
I mean, as Chris pointed out, you can't move in reaction to the driver. You're allowed 1 move. So. And if that means the track's that wide that you need to move right across the pit lane so he can't pass you through there, well, that's your 1 move.
That's right, yeah, you can't then invoke
Michael
another one.
Carter, look, he was about 3 or 4 seconds back here from Matthew Pignata, and he's now closing up. So it looks like Phil Bell has been able to break free of Matty Pignata at the moment, and Michael Carter maybe just has him in his sights here with about 5 or 6 laps left of this motor race, buddy.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see if he can make it. I mean, he's, just under 2 seconds? So he's not far off there. But, I mean,
it's coming down by a couple of tenths every lap at the moment. So he's getting spicy, my friend.
Is time going to be his enemy, though? That's the question. If we jump back to Greg Bradley, back with Daniel Byrne.
Yep, so this is that battle that we saw go Daniel Byrne's way last lap. Can Greggy turn the tables? We see up in front, Darren Fahey still managing to hold off Ryan Houlihan, and they're not getting very far ahead, so these guys here battling hard. Well, good exit there from Greg. Good exit. Daniel's had to go over near the right pretty early on. Is Greg going to get close enough? I don't know. We've got a battle here with Nathan Burney and Doug Gowans as well. So Dougie having to repair and use that fast repair.
He's in the pit right now, so we'll see if he can get in and out and get back in front of these boys.
Scotty maybe needed a splash. Let's have a look at how long Scotty's pit time is. 4 seconds, so he needed a splash. So, interesting. Will we see some gamblers here, buddy?
There he is at the top of the screen.
But are we going to see any gamblers out there tonight? Are there people that are going to cut the margins really, really fine? Because I'm not hearing big fuel save from any of the drivers up front when we've been watching them.
No one's really
Jay
been on the save
Dixon,
right
well,
now.
Jay Dixon, well, he doesn't have to fuel save at all. You know, he's only got about 5 or 6 laps on these tyres, so he's pushing hard. But maybe that call of pitting under the safety car and throwing himself out of sequence hasn't worked because all the guys in front of him have managed to make it a one-stopper.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm not sure. I mean Jay's back there P8. He's about 5 seconds off the back of Greg Braden. We'll just have to see, man. We've still got 10 minutes, so I mean
We do. I
could
think it's
still
going
be
down the
there.
wire, man. I'm loving this. I'm loving this anticipation, speculation of see Adrian already in a little bit of wiggle, had to get out of the gas, and Bradley Hudson was just solid on the gas, smooth as, gets the job done. So that's P10 for Bradley Hudson, the JWM esports machine, getting one over one of the kittens. Well done.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely getting that one into that slot. So we're just looking towards this top 5 or 6 to see if anyone's going to bail into that pit lane. We've still got time. It is still 8 minutes to go. It's anyone's guess.
Back up on the back once again at Darren Fahey. So the pressure is on here. Well, you can see there the car just sliding underneath him. And that's right on the edge of grip, and both these boys are pushing hard. So this is where we see mistakes, you know, when you're going to drive like this lap after lap where you're driving so hard that you're an inch from disaster. You see there again, both of them getting the car sort of sliding and then just gripping up. Little wiggle there from Darren under brakes. But he gets on the power good and is able to maintain the speed for now. Though Ryan's got a bit of a run on him here, mate. Probably not close enough, but
not into this corner.
Can Ryan set it up and set up a great exit here?
He needs the exit to get into the chicane. Look at the car in front, he's just sliding everywhere. Those tyres are not liking that shift in weight.
I think Ryan just turned it a little bit early and had to sort of let it out and have another go. So, but you can see here he's now got a run coming up to the kink. Notice he slowed out of it. No, but that's because he would have caught him at the kink. He wants to be faster here. Right. Clutching it.
He's clutching.
Yeah, that was a big clutch from Ryan. Okay.
So is he in trouble? Michael Cutterjud's in. Michael Cutterjud's in out of P3.
There you go. That is the confirmation that we were looking for, buddy. This is going to be spicy. Are we going to see people trying to get home? This is awesome. I love it.
There's Jay Dixon right now.
Well, Jay won't have to.
He's not going to save.
Saving. No, he's not saving. So already we're seeing the leaders into the 52s. Jay's so far Phil's not given up. Matty Pinata's not given up. But look, if Ryan was clutching then, he still did a 52.4. So he's only given 2 or 3 tenths up to Phil Vella in the lead. So if he's saving, that's a really clever save because it's not costing him much time.
But look at this, that puts Darren Fahey now up in P3. I think I don't know, man. We've got just over 6 minutes to go. And I don't know if they can do it.
Let's go early from the track. Mark Cochran say go drivers. Yeah, well boys, this is going to heat up, and if fuel, we're going to see guys doing last minute dashes or trying to coast home.
Well, we saw it last week, didn't we, at Twin Ring? The boys come out, had no fuel on the last lap, and they lost 5-6 seconds in the last little stretch. So Mark Cochran saying need another stop. It is needed, so they will need it unless they can.
Definitely. Okay, Mark reckons the stop's on. Well, we've seen Hurley did a big fuel save. Let's see if he does it again this lap.
Oh, it's long clutching. He's a long way back. He's saving a lot. He's on max save right now, I reckon. Oh,
Darren's come in. So, Ryan, is Ryan going to be our Russian roulette dice roller tonight?
No, because Phil Vella, mate. What's he doing?
He hasn't been lifting something, and Phil thinks he got a pit. It's going to be 2 laps.
But I mean, 30-second pit transit. That's going to
We're
put you
inside the last.
down.
We're inside the last. Well, we're inside the last 5 minutes, mate. So at the moment, I would estimate that it's this lap and 2 more. So, but he's not clutching.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I love it.
There's Jay Dixon's catching Greg Bradley at a rate of knots as well. So this, if Greg is saying, this is going to be interesting.
Well, Matthew Pinata did a 53 last lap. Greg Bradley, he did a 53. Jay Dixon did a 52 flat. Right, so yeah, these guys are saving.
Stephen.
Oh, Stephen got out of the way there nicely. Jay is not saving. He pitted only about 9 laps ago, so he's got plenty of fuel.
And he's on the mark.
And Greg's saving big time. Look at this.
Oh, are these boys really going to try and get it on the one and stopper?
Well, they're trying.
Jay
It's on
Dixon's in
the
the
cards,
seat,
man. It's on the cards. But
He's
Jay,
in the box seat right now.
he pitted early to play this strategy, and maybe it's reaping its rewards now.
Phil Vella's in. The leader
Vella's
is in. So he's going to drop a lot of places because it's a 30-second
All right, well,
transit.
he had about 17 seconds over Jay Dixon here. So we did say Jay was the master stroker pitting in that first safety car. Was it? Ryan Houlihan, he's still out there. He's pushing on.
Yeah, he's just
Matthew
gone past
Pinata's
Phil.
pushing on. Matthew Pinata did a 55-2
There's Phil
that
Vella
lap.
just coming out of pit lane. So Jay's got him. So Jay's now P3.
Yep.
So the two boys in front now, Ryan Houlihan and Matthew Pinata, do they have enough? Can they get 2.5 minutes
Look
to the
at that.
race finish?
They were 3 seconds slower last lap of the same. Greg Bradley
Yep.
did a 156 with his big saving as well. So they're going for it, man. I love it when I love seeing guys rolling the dice.
Look at
And
this,
as said, Jay, that call by Jay, that was bright and early to bring it in on lap 4 in that first safety car, and he went for tyres as well. So he's also got fresher rubber than everyone else out there too. So a master stroke maybe indeed. He's now up into P3. Phil Vella, he's P4. It's his,
The
that
battle's
is his
here.
teammate up in front of him. So
Chris Swaddling's
I reckon
calling
this-
DFR 1-2. I reckon he might be on it. We've just got to watch Pinata and Houlihan, man. A minute 45 to go.
Well, Ryan Houlihan is trying to hang on here. It
That's
will be
Ryan
one
there.
more lap. It will be one more lap, at least. So let's keep an eye out for Barney.
No, he's
Yeah,
gone.
look
He's
at how
gone.
much he's going to
He's
get out
gone.
of it. Yeah.
Ryan is gone. Phil's going to get past him as well. He is gone. He's shot.
Yeah.
Matthew Pinata seriously cannot make it unless he's done some mega saving.
Well, let's have a listen on board. He's got 7 seconds. He's clutching big time. Is Barney, is it white flag? Did you see the white flag there?
I didn't see it. Let's jump on board to Darren Fay and see if Barney's got it. I don't think he does. I don't think he does.
Where's
I'm
Barney?
not seeing any flag there. There's Barney there. No flag.
No, so Matty Pinata, if he got an extra lap in him, I don't think he's going to be able to hold these guys
Hang on.
off 7 seconds more.
Listen to the car.
3 seconds last lap, he gave up.
Oh, look,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
clutching hard.
That's massive. So he gave up.
No.
He's given up. Well, think about it, buddy. He's given up 3 seconds a lap. He's about 7 seconds behind in front of these guys. So this is going to be knife edge stuff, mate.
There was someone on race control then.
Wow, inside the last few minutes, they won't be. Look at how early short shift there. He's trying to save every ounce he can.
These boys are 5 seconds behind him though, so he's got a gap. But can he manage
4
it?
seconds to Jay now. This is.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
coughing.
he's not going to make it.
He is. There he is there on screen.
yeah,
there he is.
yeah,
he is coughing.
Oh no.
He's going to be a lap short. No
I think
way.
he was hoping that he was going to finish this lap.
Oh, Matthew
It's
Pinata.
going to be one more lap. Oh, roll of the dice.
Michael
Matty,
Cuttager
don't get me
is the
wrong,
first
I love
of two.
it.
So he's going to come
Loves-
up. Oh,
Oh, Matty's going to pull into the pits this lap, you would think,
he's
confident
going
rider,
to
and he
have
has
to.
to.
Yeah, look,
Yes,
he's out. Yeah, he's out.
Oh,
So that's going to be your white flag there. We watch as someone just was that Matthew Pignat? Oh, let's check a flag. That is it. Oh, he was one corner short. Matthew Pignata. Oh no! He was one lap short, one corner short.
Why'd he come into the pits?
Because he was out of fuel. It was literally. Oh no,
He
did
could have
come
just
out?
coasted around.
No, there he is. He is. He's literally just
Yeah, no,
rolling
he's
down.
just rolling.
He's just rolling. He made
Unfortunately, he
P4.
might get a. Well, he might get a rear at grid for the next race too for not going around to the tow zone. Will anyone give him a push? Wow.
I don't know.
He's coasting here. Let's see how he goes.
Houlihan and Hunter have bailed. So yeah, that's
Well, Houlihan and Hunter, they
they might have got permission to tow because they might have been out of fuel.
well, it's going to be interesting.
Jay
Round
Dixon,
9
Phil
next
Vella,
week.
and Michael Cuttager, top three, mate. How
How
good was
cool
that?
was that? Yeah, man.
That's
I love it
crazy.
anytime fuel comes into the equation. And Jay Dixon, well, Jay, you had to wait until the last or second last lap to know if that was going to play out the way you hoped. And, well, did it ever. Well done, buddy. Rolled the dice early on and it worked.
He took the risk, and it pays off. He gets the win from pole position. So it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty, but he got the job done, mate. That's all that matters.
That's a masterful strategy that played out. Look at it, you know. This is what happens in the big smoke occasionally. People roll the
Here
dice.
comes the results, and there they are on
And
screen.
there it is. And it is a Downforce Racing 1 and 2. Jay Dixon getting the number on his more proliferant teammate Phil Vella, who for the first time I don't think Phil's actually won a race on a race night. It's his teammate that took it away from him. There you go. Michael Cuttager with a podium as well, P3. Michael, I'm hoping you've got the microphone sorted so we can have a chat to you, buddy. Matthew Pinata, well, heartbreaking from Matty. He needed it to finish a lap earlier. He tried hard. Ryan Houlihan, he gave it a big gun try as well. And Daniel Hunter as well. So Daniel Burnt Kittens Racing, so he had to pit there. And yeah, look, how close was that, mate?
That was phenomenal. I heard him clutching early on, like I was thinking, oh, geez, he's clutching a long way back, and then the clutching just kept getting longer and longer and longer. And I'm thinking, surely he's not done, what we saw last week, where the guys were clutching right into the last corner and coughing out of the line. Surely he hasn't done that. And then, sure as you'd be, just around that back area, you could just hear it just coughing, and he was clutching, and he was coughing and clutching. I'm thinking, oh no, he can't have done this, surely. But mate, what a race! That was that was a spectacle and a half right there. But
two top tens from the Andreg boys, Greg Bradley and Andrew Johnson, so they'd be pretty happy with their result. We got a couple of kittens in the top 10. Adrian already just missing out on P11. We had 3 Alpha Venturis in the top 10. Bradley Hudson was the leading JWM esports driver. He was in the top 10 earlier, but I'd say he's run out of fuel and had to pit there as well. But we've got a missing car on the grid. Michael Cuttager maybe not making it back.
No, he was there.
That.
He was there.
Well,
and
making
then,
it back
bounced
around
out.
he's exited. All right, well, look, we do have Jay and Phil in the green room, so how about we just bring them both in, buddy, because it looks like Michael doesn't have his microphone sorted again.
Yeah, I mean, let's get him in, man. Let's
All right, so we brought both the Downforce Racing boys in, P1 and 2 boys. Phil, what's going on? You didn't win a race on a race night, mate.
Oh, Jay was just too good tonight, mate. Masterclass.
Well, Jay, we've got to talk about it. Master strategy, my friend. Was there any point during that race you were thinking, oh, no, I've made the wrong call?
When I jumped the start and got a 26-second stop go, that was the wrong call.
We did call that off the start. You got a blinding start, and I was like, wow,
Yep.
everyone just bogged down. What's going on? But yeah, no, jump start, eh?
And so were you able to serve that under the safety car, were you?
I came in just as the safety car was heading
That
out.
was cool. So that wasn't actually a pit for tyres, it was a drive-through, was it? Or
Oh, yeah, that was a stop go that I had to do. So when I did that, I picked up some extra fuel, and that was enough fuel to not have to stop again. And everyone else was like a lap short of fuel at the end. So
Well, we thought you would play the master strategy and thought that there's been all this talk about the setup, maybe not gelling with the tyres. Tyres degradation might be an option here. We're thinking you've gone for fresh rubber up to 4, during that safety car and taken advantage. And we thought you jumped a lap on the field, but now you tell us it was because you were in the naughty corner.
not purely accidental, that one. So
Oh, well, it turned out to be probably quite a prophetic penalty there, buddy, because it got you in and you got that extra lap of fuel in.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it was tense those last few laps. Like I didn't know, I saw Matty Pinata was still out in the lead on the last lap. I'm like, oh, maybe he's got enough fuel to make it. But no.
We were watching it, and the last couple of laps, those boys were doing 1 minute 55s while you guys were doing 52s. He had 7 seconds on that last lap, and we thought, has he done it? Because there's only 3, he's been slower, but yeah, it just ran out. 2 corners too early, unfortunately, for Matty. But made for an exciting battle and great speculation amongst the drivers. Phil, you had to work hard there a bit, buddy, at the start. Your quali wasn't quite up to it today. The boys starting to find a bit of pace on you.
No, look, I'm pretty comfortable with my quali pace. I think I put Matthew in second with my draft, so a 60-minute race, the difference between one position there at the start doesn't really matter. I think knowing that someone's towed 2-3 tenths behind you, though, is it gives you a bit more comfort.
Well, we saw you get sort of left a bit on the outside into T1 there and got another spot that then had to fight your way through, buddy. But so you had some fun trying to make your way through the boys?
Yeah, it was good fun. It was a pretty kind of casual pace at the start there, and I was just trying to care for the tyres a bit, so it was and save a bit of fuel if I could. There's not a lot of opportunity for it here, but it didn't work out for me that well. But look, the pace there was okay, and I was able to catch up to Michael and then subsequently Matthew and get by.
What is the verdict, boys, on the update? Has it made major changes to the car, or was it all a bit of doom and gloom from the boys in practice?
Just doom and gloom. I don't think we compared the 2 setups. There's been no change to the setup, and the car felt pretty similar. I think I was reading too far into it.
So tyres definitely not on the menu tonight?
No, look, I think it's the closest it's ever been. Normally, I don't really consider taking tyres a valid option. You lose 3 seconds extra in the pits, and you lose another 3 seconds on your outlap. So tonight was pretty close. Like if you got a good position to do it, it was probably worth taking it. But in the end, I didn't take them in the end.
So maybe it's going to become an option in the enduro then, eh?
Yeah, if you're racing for more than an hour, you'd take tyres. Like an hour and a half, you'd definitely take tyres at the halfway point. But up to an hour racing in these things, you generally don't bother.
So, Phil, was there any thoughts of sending one up the inside of Jay there at the end to keep your record intact?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie and say no. But no, look, I think between Jay and I, if someone's got the pace that night, they'll take it. I'm certainly not going to try the old Lando routine at Monza on him on the last lap. I don't think that's appropriate. But he ran it. The stop go aside, to still be there with that pace at the end of the race. So he just ran a phenomenal race.
Well, we did see you have to make a few moves through the field, Jay. So, you did get a bit of action there, mate, with the cameras on board. So hopefully you'll enjoy the replay tonight and the W on top of that, mate. So it makes it even sweeter.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, Rob, you got anything to ask the boys before we get them to read out their sponsors to us again?
No, mate, I just got to credit Phil again with the fastest lap of the race, 151.05. Never ceases to stop with the fastest laps, so that's...
that wasn't on the last lap, buddy. It doesn't count.
No, it wasn't on the last. Oh, it does. It's still
down.
Well, you got a 151.62, mate, so he had you. He had you on the fastest lap, so you got to dial it up. You got to dial it up, mate. 6 cents a long way around Suzuka, isn't it?
Yep.
So no.
Well, boys, pleasure once again chatting to you. It's awesome to see Jay get the one up on you, Phil, because you're winning too much, mate. So even if it's your teammate that's going to take it away from you, we're going to take that here at SRW. So, Jay, it's your turn to read out the sponsors and let us know who's giving you all the support. And, Phil, you can just stay quiet, buddy.
The usual candidates, the boys and girls over at DFR that keep us sane throughout the week. You guys for presenting this and putting it on, and the rest of the SRW team. And I'd like to thank Phil's wife for making the time and space for him to come race with me.
Oh, the wife she gets the call as well. So you're doing something there, right, Phil? You're doing something there, right?
It's the culture you build, guys. It's the culture you build.
That's fantastic. I love that. That's great. It's that was a good night, boys. So good racing.
Cool. Thank you very much.
And congratulations once again to Downforce Racing with a P1 and 2 here. Jay Dixon getting the one up on his teammate. Let's hope that continues next week, Phil. You need to be knocked down a few pegs, buddy. No, that's all good. Well done, boys. Great racing and well done. Now, Rob, that's the end of another gunbuster Wednesday night doubleheader. At least it wasn't a quadruple header tonight, buddy. Because that was intense last week.
I was waiting for you to bring that up and be like, oh, at least it wasn't a double-double. No, it was a good race tonight. There was some good battles throughout the F3 pack.
Oh.
That was fantastic.
Both races were awesome, mate. There was action aplenty at the end of both races. We had a safety car budget right up at the end for the TCRs tonight to make it really exciting. And the F3s, we didn't have that, but we had that fuel save come right into the window, and we saw a few of the guys trying to make it work, and it just failed one lap short. Oh, just gut-wrenching for a few of the
Matty
boys.
Pignata is watching the stream, mate, kudos to you for trying to get that last lap in there, mate. But, yeah, unlucky to you, buddy. Really good effort there tonight. And Michael Cuttajar was in the chat saying doesn't have a microphone, but congrats on P3, mate. Well done. And hopefully we can get you with a microphone soon and get you in here having a chat, because you're starting to put some good results on the board as well. So,
well, that's it.
But yeah,
We
Cowy,
do want to have a touch, yeah?
that's it, mate, isn't it?
Also, can't get it. Oh, mate, look, it brings us to the end of another gunbuster night. As I've said before here, SRW TV, we are loving the Wednesday night super show, double header, quadruple header, whatever you want to call it. Wednesday night is the place to be, and that place is SRW TV. As always, guys, if you are enjoying the content, please give us a like, hit the subscribe button, notifications so you don't miss out on any of the great action we have on show here at SRW TV. On behalf of management and the broadcast team here at SRW, thanks very much to Sainted, Hayter, Rob the man behind and in front of the cameras. This is Cowy, your average sim racer, signing off, saying good night, and we look forward to seeing you once again on SRW TV.
Total one, this is amazing. Up clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down to the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble model right now because tell you what, Bruce Tannock, Jamie Dyke just walked away from him.